Don Martin and Bruce Merchant with you tonight with Tornado Radio Network as we get ready for the kickoff from Matt Walker Memorial Stadium. Mitch Red will be up in the booth with us, helping us with some stats and timely information. And somewhere Kyle Medier is headed down to field level to give us that perspective as well. Golden Tours coming to the game tonight with a 1-1 record. Obviously, the week one big home win over the Pineville Rebels, and week two against Notre Dame was a forfeit due to COVID. Iowa comes into the game tonight 2-0 with a big 41-18 victory over Kinder last week. Captains for the game tonight for the Tours are number 9, Jay Stelly. Looks like number 50, Kylan Kelly. And number 81, Dawson Ortego. Coin toss hits the carpet. We'll see what we've got. I think Iowa must have won the toss. I talked to them first, but let's see. So Iowa wins the Golden Tours will be receiving the ball. I'm pretty sure Iowa won the toss and they deferred to the second half. So the Golden Tours will start off with the ball first. As I was mentioning, Iowa's 2-0 in the season with a big victory over Kinder. Just a few random stats. Iowa is 0-4 all-time against Sulphur. But this Yellow Jacket offense will be a big test for the Golden Tour defense as they come into the game averaging 44.5 points tonight.
They scored 48 in their win over Iota, and then 41 against Kinder. That shocked me last week, beating Kinder 41-18.
Yeah, and really the first half, Bruce, was I was kind of glancing at scores, and the first half was a neck-and-neck game.
Yes, it was.
And
second half.
In fact, the paper today made mention of both of Iowa's victories this season. They've had big second halves to kind of stretch it away from opponents.
The Golden Tours didn't play last week.
No, due to COVID, as I mentioned.
That may affect. Obviously, I think it's going to affect them on both sides of the ball, whether it be offense or defense, as to the layoff. But they played very well defensively against Pineville, I thought.
And I visited with Coach Tower a little bit about the game last week. There was some discussion about do you play, do you not play, and but obviously going up to Notre Dame against a very deep and talented Notre Dame program up there. Had too many, what he felt was too many kids out, and they were still, at the time that they needed to make a decision on that, they were still reviewing tape, trying to figure out, and actually as a day or so went on, another day or so went on, they had more players that were linked to the tracing program that were going to miss the game than originally thought as well. So it was a tough decision. He really wanted to go over there and play and give the guys a good test against Notre Dame, but felt what was best for the program, him and, our principal, David Poole, and they decided that we'd forfeit the game. So that kind of moves us to 3, and, it doesn't get any easier for the Tours. Week 3 is against a very talented Iowa Yellow Jacket team.
Yes, it is. And another thing about losing that game last week is you've only got 3 non-district games.
Yeah.
You only got 3 chances to get ready for Acadiana and Lafayette and Barb and Sam and others, and you had to lose one of those games. Yep. So, they say that from the first to the second game is your biggest, that's where you get
biggest improvement.
Yeah, biggest improvement, and Sulphur just did not have that opportunity last week. So hopefully we will see that tonight against a very good Iowa team. I mean, if nothing else, if you were bumped and bruised in the first game, you ought to be okay tonight.
Yeah, and Iowa comes in, just for our listeners that aren't real familiar with Iowa's led by, we're going to call it kind of a 3-headed monster of running back Ronald Young, who's averaging over 100 yards a game and also 2 touchdowns a game. And then you've got the big number 6 wide receiver, Curtis DeVille, going over 200 yards a game right now in all-purpose yards. Watch this young man, whether you're a Sulphur fan or an Iowa fan. The young man is headed to play for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah, you got to be pretty good to get into the, a P5 conference like that.
And he's 6'2", 195. So good size young man, and I've heard great things about him. So really looking forward to him playing tonight. And then at quarterback, they'll be led by a young man, Colton LeBlue.
Mm-hmm. He's 14 or 22. He's thrown 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 187 yards. But when you got a guy like Ronald Young, as you said, averaging well over 100 yards a game, you don't have to throw the ball very much.
No, and then when you do drop back to pass as well, if you get pressure on LeBlue is not afraid to tuck it and run as well. So like I say, he can give you some fits out there as well. So it looks like they've got the pregame meeting done, and they're heading to their appropriate corners of the field. And we got the clock winding down inside 50 seconds now to go to kickoff. And we've got once again, a beautiful night in Matt Walker Memorial Stadium for week 3 of Louisiana high school football.
And it has been a dreary week to say the least. So it's great to be in Matt Walker. We got some sun today. I've been waiting for this day since Tuesday.
So let's go down to Kyle Medier on the sidelines. Well, we thought we were going to Kyle.
Yeah, he's down there somewhere.
So we're lined up for kickoff. Trying to get some numbers, but sending deep for the Tours, Bruce. Short kickoff.
Fair catch made at the 32-yard line. And that's where the Golden Tours will take over. 1st and 10 as we get started. There's Brody Tanner came up with the fair catch. Not a bad idea. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 33-yard line.
Give us a yard, Bruce.
Yep, good field position for Sulphur. They will open up in the shotgun. I got to get used to these players now. I haven't seen them in
Trey will be a quarterback, and Jackson Cerise will be off to his right. 2 wide receivers at the top. Staley's in the slot.
From the 33 on 1st down.
Highway will come out in a 4-man front.
They will throw to the far side. Caught at the 30-yard line. Staley spinning his way close to the 35. A 2-yard pickup. That was well defensed by Iowa. They got a couple of good defenders that we need to watch too.
Yeah, Bryson LeBlanc, and also forgive me for the pronunciation, but Crajon Bennett. They're both 4-year starters in the defensive backfield, and from what I've been told, the young man Bennett is also a D1 prospect as well. So very talented with 2 4-year starters back there.
2nd and 8 for the Tours from their own 35-yard line. Trahan in the shotgun. Sends Vijay in motion, and we got a flag down for a false start.
And number 6 right there, Bruce, on the bottom for Iowa, that's Curtis DeVille, the running back. So we'll see his name and number quite a bit, but interesting that he'll play a lot. Looks like both ways tonight as well.
Yeah, Ross Dennison is another linebacker that has made some pretty good plays. Yeah, there he is.
Number 5.
Yeah, be number 5. Crawan Bennett, number 19.
The Crawan, we'll go with Crawan Bennett.
Looks good to me. On 2nd and 13, Tours will throw. Trahan, far side, it is caught and then dropped. I'll say that's a great catch by Blaylock in heavy traffic, but as he was spun around, he dropped the ball. And bring up 3rd down and 13 for the Tours back at their 30-yard line.
Big play right there. Catch would have got him down to 3rd and short yardage. Got him out of this long situation.
Well, the Tours will send Vijay wide to the right. 3 receivers come out here to the left. Stelly Blaylock out here. 1 man in the backfield. Tours have yet to run the football on their first 2 downs.
Hopkins here on the bottom as well, number 10.
Blitz is coming. Throwing deep. It is incomplete. Almost intercepted.
Oh, I don't have a number right there, Bruce, but he did a great job of keeping inside position on Vizier.
Yeah, Jalen Moss.
Another
nice senior.
Job. Trahan will learn probably as he continues his playing career. He's got to get that ball out more a little bit to the sideline and give Vizier opportunity to make a play on that ball.
Well, Dennison was coming right up the middle. He timed that snap perfectly.
So Ruiz will drop back to punt. Iowa will send 2 back. Number 6, Young, and I think
that's 19, 19. Baldridge, Ethan Baldridge. So a very good first defensive set of downs for the Yellow Jackets. Very nice punt. Take it in at the 27-yard line to the 30. That's not Baldridge. That is 14. Tajay Smith to the 34-yard line.
So with 10:37 to go in the first quarter, the Iowa Yellow Jackets in the scoreless ball game will have their first possession of the game. They'll be headed south, and from looking at us, they're headed from our left to our right.
Interesting. The Tours ran 4 plays, or 3 plays, and none of them were a run.
Nope, 3 pass plays. It's like we have a sideline warning.
Yeah, for Iowa.
That's, we talked about that in the first game. That must be an area that they're trying to crack down on.
I think it's at McNeese. The markers are on the other side.
Well, you mentioned McNeese. Looking at Iowa sideline, I see that talent. I know exactly who that is. That's big Chuck Gorman. I didn't realize Chuck was coaching at Iowa.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Former coach at McNeese and standout at LaGrange and Tulane.
Golden Tours smell this run and will bring them down for a loss.
Big 47 for the Golden Tours on defense right there. Keegan Trim is in on the tackle for we'll call it a 2-yard loss.
That's Ronald Young. That's the star running back.
He did a nice job right there, just beating that guard and drove the guard back. I think he kind of tackled the guard.
Both.
Yeah, the guard and the running back.
You're right.
But did a nice job of driving him into the backfield.
2nd and 12 for the Yellow Jackets at their own 27-yard line now.
Low snaps picked up by the quarterback.
LeBlue fakes the throw out here to the near side, and as you said, a bad snap, and that play was doomed from the beginning. He goes down for a loss.
He wanted to hit Montgomery out here in the little flat, let him go 1-on-1 with that defensive back. A name we didn't call much in week 1 is number 1 for us, Grayson Stelly, a cornerback, and just a sophomore. And so we'll see. Hopefully we won't have to call his name out too much more tonight, but the Tours will be anchored once again at really at that linebacker's position by Corey Hyde, older brother is Ethan.
Well, it's 3rd and 13 now. 2 receivers to the far side looking that way is LeBlue. He will throw it along the edge, and it is caught, and this should be a touchdown. That'll be a 74-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and long. Curtis DeVille, he just jumped up and caught it. He had a couple of steps on the defenders, and Iowa takes the early lead.
And our safety got over there. He got over the top and got where he needed to be, but he just took a bad angle at the ball, and he went up for the ball and really just couldn't get to the ball. You hear guys talk about getting to the ball at its highest point, and he didn't take a great angle there, and he didn't get to the highest point. And DeVille was probably a half a yard behind him when he makes the catch right there. It's kind of one of them plays you can either go for the ball or go for the tackle right there, and he went for the ball. And like I say, DeVille did a great job of getting the ball at his highest point coming down. And, once he got past the safety, you weren't going to catch him.
They appear to be going for 2, and that's exactly what's going to happen. And DeVille will not get there. That's an interesting call.
Yeah, it's usually a play, Bruce, that they look at the defense, and it's an automatic call depending on what they see as far as the defense lines up. And so I'm assuming they thought – I see a couple of the coaches actually talking to DeVille. So I don't know if DeVille may have seen something that the coaches saw, but that's usually a read play.
Well, it's just the fact they didn't kick it. Oh, that was interesting.
So with 9:11 to go in the first quarter, the Yellow Jackets hit the scoreboard first, and they currently lead the Sulphur Golden Tours 6-0. They'll be coming out to kickoff for the Golden Tours' 2nd possession of the night.
Well, up until that play, neither team had positive yards on offense. The Tours lost 3 on their first possession. The Yellow Jackets had lost 3 on their first, but they make the connection at about the 40-yard line, and then it was pretty easy. DeVille outruns the defense.
Well, Bruce, that's talking about improving from week 1 to week 2. We obviously didn't see a pack at all from Pineville Rebels, so not making excuses, but that's definitely a new little wrinkle for the Golden Tours this week.
The kick deep this time is returned out to the 36-yard line. The kicker for the Yellow Jackets is Matthew Vest. Vest was 9 of 11 on extra points coming in tonight, so I don't know why he didn't attempt the extra point, but Sulphur will start from their 36, trailing 6-0 here. Still early in the first quarter. See if they run the football this time. They did not run in their 3 previous plays.
Stelly would be in the backfield along with Trahan at quarterback.
On first down, they'll hand it to Stelly in the backfield. He'll bounce it out here to the near side, the 35, 40, 45, run out of bounds. That'll be a first down, or just short of the first down. For the Tours, Stelly will be just a yard short at the 45-yard line.
Tag did a nice job right there getting to that corner right there, Bruce. And he didn't run immediately to the sideline. He stayed where he had to angle and was able to pick up positive yards. And like I said, got 9 yards on the first down play. It's a big play right there too, because it really opens up so many more things you can do on offense now on second down.
Stelly remains in the backfield. 2 receivers wide to the right. Slot man also to the right. Or wing man to the right. And they'll give it to Stelly for the first down and more as he's in the Yellow Jackets territory. Inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. And there's the first down for the Golden Tours.
Bruce, that was the same formation that we were just in. And he's running a counter back to that weak side. If he snaps the ball our way, he's going to have 12 on the field right here.
And he did, but they did not throw the flag.
Yeah, he did. They got a flag now on the far side. He dropped it at the last minute.
Dropped it, okay. And the Tours will take this one because Tag only picked up a couple of yards there at the most. So that would make it 1st and 5.
A little surprised they haven't picked up on that. The Tours love one, especially when they're around midfield. Immediately after a first down, they like to go real fast. But what I was mentioning, though, they were running to that. Both those running plays to Tag Stelly were on the weak side. And actually that substitution was for that weak side defensive end for Iowa. But he wasn't able to keep containment over there at all. And 2 nice runs by Tag, like you said, to give the Tours their first down of the night.
They've marked the ball in the wrong spot here. Yeah, they went 5 yards from the play. The ball needs to be back at the 39-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 5. I think the white hat has no idea where the ball is. He's back behind it. I don't understand why someone from Iowa hasn't.
What's even more interesting, the marker's at the 5. Wow. So it's going to be
first 7-yard penalty.
It's going to be 1st and 3.
So why does Iowa allow that unless it was something?
And they're not complaining at all. You figure they're in that side judge's ear. So 1st and 3 for the Golden Tours.
They're going to throw it. That's batted up into the air. Thankfully, nobody could get to it for Iowa. Jesse Martinez was the closest guy to it. So it'll be 2nd and 3. 7-yard penalty. You don't see that very often. Hopkins will head out wide to the far side. He'll take Dawson Ortego out there with him. New man in the backfield. Trahan will roll to his right to throw. Nice throw. It is
nice catch right
caught.
there.
Is it? He caught it?
Yeah. It's
Blaylock. Yep.
Yeah, 81 Blaylock.
That was thrown, as they say, thrown in the only place that he could catch it. Nobody else could catch it.
And he literally caught that on his top of his shoe there.
Well, 1st down for the Tours. And move the ball to the 33-yard line. Sulphur trailing 6-0 here.
Last 2 passing plays, the Yellow Jackets have been able to get some pressure from their defensive ends on Trahan, but Trahan did a nice job right there of rolling and eluding the pressure.
So on 1st down, they'll throw it. Not a very good throw. That's intended for Stelly out here.
And I'm wondering if Gage didn't see DeVille coming up hard right there.
It didn't look like he saw it because that could have been a pick 6.
Well, I didn't know if maybe that was what created the high throw right there. He saw him at the last minute and threw it away. DeVille caught just enough of Tag. I don't know if he kind of knocked the breath out of him, but
too.
I've seen he's been over there a couple times.
He's going to come out here wide left with Hopkins.
So we got 7:44 now. We've got I'm assuming they're sending Blaylock off.
Issue, I wonder.
Yeah, it's going to either be equipment or some blood, maybe.
Yeah, that's Dawson Ortego, 81. Yeah, here comes Blaylock back out. He's going to take his place.
Blaylock's 11. I'm sorry.
He looks okay. They're going to hand it off, sweeping near side. That's going nowhere.
Big 50 on that tackle for the Iowa Yellow Jackets. Keegan Bertrand. Almost looked like he may have got a face mask right there, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Iowa claims it's against Sulphur.
It's probably a holding call then.
Dead ball foul, personal foul, Sulphur. Oh, that's a big loss. That's going to be a loss of about 17.
All he said was personal foul, though. So I don't know exactly what it was.
That's a dead ball foul. Yeah. You're right. We don't know exactly what occurred.
So it'll be a slight loss on the play, and then they'll mark off 15 yards.
Wow.
So it's going to be third down now from the 49.
That's all the way back in Sulphur territory.
Needing to get to the 23, so that's third and 28.
Well, that is a killer.
Bruce, you got a play on that sheet there for third and 28?
Everybody go deep. I'm just going to throw it
and
up
I'm going to
there.
throw it up there.
Yep. If they catch it, so be it. That's exactly what he's going to do. Blaylock out here.
Blaylock goes up and gets that
ball. Somebody, yeah, I think Blaylock.
Yeah, Blaylock's got the ball. That's a catch down inside the 10-yard line to 7-yard line.
He caught it over the head of the defender. Wow.
Well, we're going to talk. That goes back to what we were just saying on that catch by the Iowa Yellow Jackets. The wide receiver does a great job of going up and getting the ball at its highest point. He just outjumps the defensive back.
That was a heck of a play into the end zone. That is caught, but not
I think he's going
having to come out of the end zone. Yeah,
it's a nice catch by Hopkins right there, though. Ball was a little up and just a hair behind, and the defender was right there on him. Was able to prevent a touchdown, but Hopkins comes down at the 1-yard line. Golden Tours will be set up second and goal now from the 1. 6:48 to go.
I'll give it to Cerise, and he should be in.
Cerise is going to be in. Yeah, Cerise is in for the touchdown for the Golden Tours. So with 6:41 to go in the first quarter, the Golden Tours crack into the end zone, courtesy of a 1-yard plunge by Jackson Cerise. And we've got a 6-6 ball game, Bruce, pinning the extra point.
Well, I don't know if Vest has an issue with extra points, but we know Piaz doesn't.
You know, the two kickoffs have been short kickoffs, so there may be something there.
We may have an issue.
So Ruiz is out for the extra point. Been very impressed with him so far this year.
His kick, though, is blocked.
I think number 19 may have got a piece of it right there.
Yeah, that's Bennett.
So as we mentioned, with 6:41 to go in the first half, we've got a 6-6 ball game between the home team, the Golden Tours, and the visiting Iowa Yellow Jackets.
Sulphur throwing the ball much, much more than we saw against Pineville. They must be worried a little bit about the run defense of Iowa. Well, Trahan, 65 yards, 4 for 8.
Well, we haven't seen, we usually Sulphur is kind of a running back by committee team, and we haven't seen Brady or Williams in the game yet tonight as well. So be interesting to kind of watch, like you say, as the game transpires. But, maybe from watching Iowa on film, they felt like which is a little surprising considering with the experience at defensive back position that Iowa's got. But the Golden Tours are going right after him so far tonight. So Ruiz lines up for the kickoff here. Low line drive kicks, go bounce it about the 5 and go into the end zone.
So 6:41 to go. We'll get our water break here in just a moment. Iowa will start at their 20-yard line, first and 10. We
failed to mention one of our big sponsors. The Golden Tours scored from the Bayou Beds Red Zone.
Yep.
And if you need any kind of bedding material or a bed itself, go see Bayou Beds over on Maplewood Drive. Like I said, not only a sponsor of the Tornado Radio Network, but a great sponsor for Sulphur High.
LeBlue in the shotgun. Back there with him is Cole Corbello, number 9, off to his left. Receivers 2 to the right, 1 over to the left.
They had a little trouble with snap. Another low snap. They've had trouble so far with snaps tonight, and it's really throwing their timing off.
This is Dennison, and he'll lose a yard.
3 tours over there. Only one ended up with the tackle, but the first 2 got enough on him that he never could get going. But like I said, as we mentioned, that was another low snap, and it's really, really given the Yellow Jacket offense some fits because, as we talked about, it throws that offense off just everything that's timing. And throws that off just a hair.
Actually, it's Curtis DeVille, and it's a great spot. They give him the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10.
And the pistol formation right here.
Yep. 2 receivers and a wingman out here to the near side. They're going to hand it off this time, and lots of running room, or a bit of running room anyway, for Ronald Young. He'll pick up 7.
Yeah, they lined up in 2 tight ends right there, and it was pretty clear what they wanted to do right there. So I was going to set up a short 3rd and 3 now. Except I don't think they're going to get into the playoff before the water break. I think Iowa's content to let it run down to 6 minutes.
Yeah, because LeBlue's over there on the sideline. He's not coming in, so we'll get our water break, and that'll tie us with a tie game at 6 with exactly 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
So let's see if we can get a hold of Kyle Meddy down there on the sidelines.
Guys, there's a cool breeze down here. The Tours got on the board, and as you can tell, man, the momentum's definitely picking up in our favor. I'll tell you right now, it's been a pleasure getting to listen to Coach Martin talk to the boys, and just keep everybody encouraged. I'll tell you, going into this game, I know I wanted to see a lot of the momentum coming from that, and you are. The guys are super excited, and really can't wait to see what the rest of this game holds. But Iowa, of course, definitely wants to get the ball to number 6. He's what appears to be their most athletic player, and he's definitely flying around. But so far, so good, and we're looking forward to a great first half. Back to you guys.
Kyle, are you back down with the offensive lineman again this week? Kyle must have turned me off. Well, Kyle really enjoys getting down there with those offensive linemen. And if you know Kyle, he's by far not the stature of an offensive lineman. I'm going to give him a hard time.
Bunch of folks in the backfield here for Iowa, and they're going to give it to –
a little different look. That's a nice job by the tackles right there to Hyatt, number 5.
Yep.
We're going to call Hyatt's name a lot, not only tonight, but also this season. But that's a big stop for the Golden Tours. Well,
it's going to be up a 4th and a long 2.
Yeah, and I don't think Iowa can afford to go for this
right here. I don't think so either. We may be about to find out what the kicking game is.
I see a lot of substitutions in and out. I see a couple, looks like fresh jerseys, so I think they're
one of them's got a kick. Yeah, one of them's got.
Well, I see 24. He must be the snapper. So back for the Tours is number 4, Peyton Lemaire.
And a timeout will be called.
I don't think Iowa had they were really running a lot on and off the field.
So it's 4th down and actually a long 1, it appears. And Iowa will use their first timeout.
I know Iowa would love to go for this right here, but like I said, I think yeah, you're a 6-6 game in the first quarter. I mean, no need to do something like that. At least in my opinion, let something kind of get out of hand.
I
early
agree.
on.
You don't want to give Sulphur an advantage right off the bat. You know, make the Tours earn it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Mitch said, "Don't jump off sides."
So as we mentioned, Lemaire will go back. Looks like he's going to set up at about his own 37-yard line, 38-yard line.
See if we can figure out who the punter is. Single-digit numbers at 4. The quarterback?
That's what it looks like.
You really need to be paying attention.
Well, that brings us something interesting too, Bruce. Is he the punter or is he at the punter position?
The punter spot, yeah.
Now, it looks like they're setting up for punt defense right here because they took both of their gunners and moved them in to help with the blocking. So they've got a pure tight formation right here. But DeVille's in the backfield as one of the blockers.
He's going to kick it. Pretty good kick, line drive. Golden Tours have it, but boy, he goes down just as quickly as he gets. We're going to get a targeting call. Yeah.
And it looked like he was actually down on a knee right there. But
so too.
They came in helmet to helmet.
That's Lemaire. So we got flags down here too at the 40-yard line. I think everybody's thrown a flag.
Oh, I see two of them up top. Huh?
Yeah.
They must have saw the same thing. A little surprising right there, Bruce. Like y'all were talking about jumping off sides. I thought maybe we'd get a couple barks out of this, especially if he's the quarterback. He's used to giving some barks to try to get a jump off sides. Thought maybe we would get that on the punt attempt, but we didn't get that at all. He actually snapped it a few seconds after they got set. So let's see what the flags are about. Like I said, we're pretty sure this is a targeting foul.
Yeah.
On the Tours side of the field, but on the far 40, having a lot of discussion over here.
On the other side. Yeah, it's a long conversation.
So during the break, we'll mention a couple of our sponsors. Troy Darby, Hollywood Barbershop. Troy's a former Golden Tour football player, and him and his dad have had a long time barbershop business over on on City Service Highway over in Maplewood. Now the White Hats having some more discussions.
Now this is the second flags, the second one over here.
So let's Cajun monograms, Wendy and Mike Kuntz. For any of your monogramming or T-shirt or Golden Tour needs, go see Wendy. So unsportsmanlike against them.
It's declined.
Unsportsmanlike against us. So we must have had a little,
little fracas.
Tiff over there.
And that's the targeting.
So I think they'll offset. They'll have a 15-yard targeting call.
Yep.
So the two unsportsmanlikes will offset at the Highway 40, but then we'll have a targeting call, and that's going to move the ball all the way into Highway Yellow Jacket territory at the 42-yard line, where the Golden Tours will take over 1st and 10 with 5:04 to go here in the first quarter of what's currently a tie ball game at 6-6.
All right, here come the Tours in a 6-6 tie with 5:04 to go first quarter.
And we'll see Brady. Brady will make his inaugural play into the backfield tonight to go with Trahan. He's off to Trahan's right.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Wingman also to the right for the Tours, no tight end. And they will run it. Brady will get it. He'll get a yard. A nest of Yellow Jackets bring him down.
You know, other than them two weak side counter runs by Stelly, the Yellow Jacket defense has been pretty stout on the run game so far, Bruce. That may be one of the things we thought maybe by throwing the ball early in the game, Coach Towery may be looking to open up that spread out that defense a little bit. They have a couple of good-sized young men on the defensive line.
Three receivers to the right, one out here to the left. Brady to the left of the quarterback. Trahan in the backfield from the 41. And he will throw. Here comes the pressure. He escapes the first one, throws it deep, and nobody's there.
Now, Vizier cut off his route.
Yes. Yeah.
And Brady at running back failed to pick. There was a little blitz from the bottom down here, and Brady didn't pick up the blitz. And that allowed him pretty much to come unimpeded into the backfield. But Trahan did a nice job right there of eluding him.
Avoiding the sack, yeah.
Bruce, have you ever seen 6 dinosaurs at a football game?
No. I have not.
Somebody's having a little
until
bit of fun
tonight.
So 3rd and 9 now from the 41-yard line, 4:19 to go in the first quarter.
Three receivers left, two right, empty backfield. They will throw the screen this way to Stelly, and that did not work.
No,
Stelly will go down for no gain.
I always got plenty of speed out there. We're going to mention number 2 again. Jalen Moss was there initially. Wasn't able to make the tackle, but made Stelly move around just enough to kind of throw all that out of whack. That's actually going to be no gain. So we'll send Ruiz out with the punt team. Well, this is something the punters like right here. Kicking from the 41-yard line. He'll look to pin Iowa deep in their own territory.
To get it high in the air. He'll hit it from near midfield. 2 men back deep for the Yellow Jackets inside the 10-yard line. And Sulphur will call a timeout. No, we got a flag down for delay. Oh, Sulphur may have done that on purpose.
To back it up just a hair.
Yeah. Iowa can decline it, of course, but they're not. That's something we didn't see much in the game with Pineville. We had 5 penalties so far in the first quarter. And 2 that were not accepted, that offset. So this will work better out for Paez. And this one will be fair caught. Nope, they're going to catch it and run at the 12. To other side, 15, 20, 25.
He's got a little convoy over there,
30,
too. He's going to be gone.
He's gone, yep. This will be a 88-yard punt return. And that is who?
I think 6, DeVille.
6 would be DeVille. Yep. He caught that at about the 12-yard line.
Now you're seeing why he goes for over 200 yards of all-purpose yards a game.
Yeah, because he has 162 right now on a 74-yard pass and run.
So let's see what Iowa does here on this extra point.
They're going for one, or going for two.
They kind of, I guess you're going to call that old swinging gate.
Yeah.
Now they'll set up the traditional.
Okay. So that's what I was waiting for the first time. And this is Vest.
Now we're going to use a timeout. That's interesting.
Lemaire didn't look too happy about something.
I think we were short. Coach Towery, we were short a player on defense. I guess they were worried about Iowa recognizing that and going for two. Well, you hate to burn a timeout right there, though, on an extra point attempt.
And each team has
we're sending
two
more onto the field, actually, so we may have been short two players.
Well,
yeah, just from knowing Coach Tower, that's the little things that, as a head coach,
that
nuts.
eats you up.
You may end up, as we saw in our last game at the end of the first half, the timeouts and time of possession was very critical. Sulphur got that late score, which ended up being the deciding points of the ball game.
All right, we'll try this again here as Iowa returns to the field. We had a good crowd tonight.
Very good crowd. And Iowa brought
Iowa brought
at least the business side. Some of that's probably Sulphur fans, but a lot of that's Iowa fans as well.
Well, they've lined up to go for two again, and this time they are. They're going to pitch that for the 2-point conversion.
Loose? Well, Torres had him back there for a loss.
Yeah, it was Bennett.
And he kind of just got hid behind his blocking lineman right there, and converts the extra point. So with 3:03 to go in the first quarter, the Iowa Yellow Jackets have moved out to a 14-6 lead over the Sulphur Golden Tours.
Two long plays, both by DeVille. 74-yard pass and run, the 88-yard punt return. The Golden Tours, the opportunity to pin Iowa deep. DeVille catches it on the near hash mark and heads around the other way and goes untouched.
During the break, we'll also mention some of our other Tornado Radio Network sponsors. Missy's Grocery, David Missy with Missy's Grocery. Go see him for all your grocery needs. Taylor Aluminum, Mike and Jeremy Moore over at Taylor Aluminum. Mead's Garage on Highway 90. Mike Willis Ford, if you're in the market for a new vehicle, and go see Mike Willis's group and Tony Tremonti over at Mike Willis Ford. King Mechanical, Clayton King. If you need any mechanical services or any AC needs, go see Clayton and them over at King Mechanical.
All right, this is Vest. It's high, not very deep, taken at the 22-yard line. Hopkins to the 35, to the 40, 45, dropped the football, and thankfully it goes out of bounds.
Hopkins had a couple plays in the first game. Bruce said he was only a step or two away of making a big play right there, and he finally got a little seam right there and had a nice return.
Tours will have it at the 48. Their own 48-yard line. They've had great field position.
Yep, good field position night like that.
It was a 30, 20, 26-yard return. First down, Sulphur. They will run it.
Brady stays in the backfield.
Carries the pile into Iowa territory. He'll pick up 3 to the 49-yard line.
Yeah, nice job right there, keeping his feet moving. Like I say, Iowa's got some size up on their defensive line, and the Golden Tours are a younger offensive line, and I think we'll see improvement from that group as the season goes on.
2nd and 7. 3 receivers right, 1 left. No tight end. Brady in the backfield.
Need to find Vizier right here.
Yeah, that's interference.
Yeah,
let's say that's a great play, but no, he grabbed him by the neck.
Yeah, had him up by the collar. I think he's okay if he doesn't turn him, but when he turned him, just to give him no opportunity. I think that was number 11.
2. Oh, yeah, it was Blaylock for Sulphur.
Blaylock was out for the reception. Number 2, Jalen Moss for the Iowa Yellow Jackets.
35 yards in penalties for Iowa. Sulphur's got 25 in the first quarter. So that's a 15-yard penalty.
So it should take it down to about the 33, 34 yard
Somewhere in
line.
that neighborhood.
I appreciate the comment on the quality camera work because they don't have a quality cameraman tonight, Bruce.
Oh,
But
okay.
the watch party up in part of God's country there, Louisiana
Yeah.
Tech in Ruston, Louisiana.
Oh, man. Now I want a Johnny's Pizza.
This was one of my favorite times of the year when I was up in Ruston, Louisiana. Weather's starting to turn, starting to cool off a little bit. We got 1st and 10 now at the 34-yard line, 2:16 to go here in the first quarter for the Golden Tours.
From the shotgun, the throw over the middle, slant. Very nicely done. Stag Stelly. And that'll be an 11-yard pickup and a first down.
Tackle made there by number 13 for the Yellow Jackets. That's Bryson LeBlanc. Is it just me, or does it seem like Tag Stelly gets hit hard every time
Yep.
he catches the ball?
They're going to throw it far side, Hopkins, and it is incomplete.
Hopkins wasn't able to bring that ball in right there. Nice job by the Iowa defensive back, kind of closing and stripping the ball right there.
Yeah, that was Donovan Winey, number 3. So 2nd down coming up.
Brady comes out to the sideline. We'll see. I don't know if they're sending another wide out or another running back.
Let's see.
Yeah, they'll move Stelly into the backfield. They're sending another wide receiver.
Ashton Olsen is in the ball game. I think that's the first time we've seen him. Stelly is in the backfield.
We'll see if they run that little counter play right here. Similar formation. They'll fake it with Trahan to run the ball.
Trahan's going to keep it. He'll pick up a couple.
Looks like they're going to get him down to the 21-yard line. So that'd be a gain of 2.5.
It's 3rd and 8. Sure. Now you're in a position in the field where you would consider using all 4 downs.
Yeah, I think they'll look to get it. You'll probably need to. You're 21 and 20. It'd be a 38-yard field goal. So that's kind of on the outer edge of his limits if you don't gain any yards right here. So yeah, I think you're in 2-down territory right here, as you mentioned, Bruce.
He'd have to push it.
There's no wind tonight, so you won't have to worry about that with any field goal attempts.
So on 3rd and 8, Iowa showing blitz. They've done that quite a bit tonight, and here they come.
Yeah, especially on 3rd down.
Trahan is in big trouble, and he'll go down at the 30-yard line. They were sending everybody, and they finally get him. That's the first sack. But it is a 9-yard loss.
Yeah, the Golden Tours are going to have to work on going to a check down play or something right there because they're clearly walking 7, if not 8 up in that box on 3rd, especially 3rd and long. They love to blitz, what we've seen so far tonight.
They will go for it here on 4th and 17.
From the third, we'll call it from the 30-yard line with 37 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Sulphur trails by 8, 14-6. They will not blitz this time. The throw over the middle is complete. VJ will run for the first down.
Boy, that's a little surprising right there.
Yeah, it's wide open.
4th and 17. But, yeah, I thought maybe they would send somebody after Trahan, make him get rid of the ball early. But he was able to sit back and stay comfortable in that pocket. And, we talked about getting Vizier involved earlier. Iowa's going to use a timeout.
Yeah, because Sulphur was using the tempo, and Iowa was not prepared for it.
Well, that's one of the things. When you've got Tag Stelly in the ball game, he can play so many different positions. So if you want to go quick, he can get at that running back position, and you don't have to make a substitution at all. And Iowa was going from their dime package back to their standard, 4-man front defense, and just wasn't going to be able to make that substitution in time.
You're right. That's an interesting lack of defensive call on that 4th and 17.
Let's see if
blitz would have worked beautifully.
Let's see Kyle's perspective on that pass play down from the sidelines. That pass pretty much happened right in front of him. Do we have you down there, Kyle? I see him trying to turn his mic on.
There he is. Nothing else to say, but just wide open. Vijay's a big kid, so he's going to get the yak. Great call by Coach Tyler right there just to go for it. Let his playmakers make plays, man. It was all day long, all day strong. Go Tours.
So it's 1st and 10, Sulphur. Just outside the 10-yard line, the 11. And they will give the ball to Stelly, and Stelly will run it up the middle.
Run inside. He falls forward there. They're going to mark him at the 8. I thought he got a little, maybe to the 7.
But they got to the 7. That'll be the end of the quarter, though, as it'll be 2nd down and 7. After 1, It is Iowa 14 and Sulphur 6.
So it's been a good first quarter for both of these teams.
The Iowa's had the 2 long plays from DeVille, the 74-yard catch and run, and then the 88-yard punt return. Tours get a 1-yard run from Cerise and have it down inside the 10-yard line. Is that the Bayou Beds red zone?
Headed into the, thank you very much, the Bayou Beds red zone.
Yep.
Let's mention some of our other sponsors. Dr. Grimble over at Grimble Pediatric Dentistry. If you've got some children needing dental work, go see Dr. Grimble. My little grandbabies love going over there. State Farm agents, Jennifer Mabu, Carl Vincent, and Rob Cameron. Go see any of those guys for your insurance needs. Roly-Poly Sandwiches, Monica and Mike Jackson. We appreciate everything you do for us as well. Unique Designs, and also George's House of Flowers. Homecoming's coming around the corner, or if you're like Kyle and just kind of get in trouble from time to time at home and you need some flowers, go see one of those young men. Fat Boys. Bruce, I know you like to eat like me. Go see Richard Cole. He's over in Westlake, but he's a Golden Tour still at heart and does anything whatsoever that we need for us, and we appreciate everything he does for us as well.
Can't beat a good burger.
JD Bank. If any banking needs, go see Kyle Medier over at JD Bank and tell him Tornado Radio Network sent you.
That's my bank.
So once again, we're in the Bayou Beds red zone for the second time tonight, Bruce, to start the second quarter.
So 2nd down and 7. The ball is about the 8.5-yard line. They show blitz again coming right up the middle. And Tours will give it away, but it's going to be a loss.
Trahan caught about a 2-hopper there on that snap, and like I say, just slowed everything up enough that allowed the defensive line to get in and apply the pressure early to tag Stelly. That's going to result in a loss back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, the ball's in the middle of the field now. You might consider the field goal on 4th down this time, but you're down by 8. But it's 3rd down and 10.
But when you get down into the Bayou Beds red zone, though, you hate to not get some points right here.
Stelly in the backfield to the right of Trahan.
Kind of a little bunch, not a total bunch formation, but a little tighter right here.
Here comes the blitz again.
Well, right play too.
Yeah,
Stelly's got a little swing pass.
And Stelly will
He's going to score a touchdown. It's a nice job by Hopkins out there as well. Got just enough of a block on the defensive back. And that was Moses out there. He's been, Moss out there, number 2. He's been very busy for the Iowa Yellow Jackets tonight. But Hopkins gets just enough of a block on him from there. Once Stelly got things turned upfield, that was going to be a Golden Tour touchdown all the way.
Yeah, there was only one guy out there for Iowa. Yeah, that's a good call. You get blitzing like that, do something quick. And a screen like that, well, much a naked screen, but it worked.
I didn't see if Trahan got hit, but that linebacker was a-coming. So Trahan does a nice job of standing in the face and the pressure right there.
Tours will go for 2. Down by 2.
I think I kicked my extra point right here. I don't like chasing so early in the ball game.
They will throw it out here, and that is incomplete. Goes through the hands of is that 82, I believe it is.
And they were throwing at Moss again, number 2 for the Yellow Jackets. So they've picked up on a little something right there. So with 11:08 to go here in the second quarter, the Golden Tours have tightened things up to 14-12. Currently trailing the Iowa Yellow Jackets by 2.
Finally, the Golden Tours take advantage of the good field position, and that was just a short 52-yard drive, aided by the pass interference penalty.
So we'll see what the Tours do here. The Yellow Jacket return game has given us a little trouble, and so we'll see if the Tours stay with the traditional kickoff.
Well, that's not a young DeVille back there, so
they literally got 4 guys deep too, don't they?
Yeah, that might be him in the middle there at the 15-yard line, but Paez can kick it a lot further than that. This one will be returned from about the 7-yard line to the 15, to the 20, far side of the 25,
He's got a
30,
line over there again.
35, 40, 45, and out of bounds.
Sidelines are going to help us there.
Yeah. That's McQuinton Montgomery, longest name on the roster. McQuinton gets it to Close to midfield. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 49-yard line on the far side of the field. So the Yellow Jackets will have good field position here.
Yeah, I think their best field position of the night so far.
Because their 2 touchdowns have been 74 and 88.
Tell you what, those the return game is going to definitely be a point of emphasis for the Golden Tours at halftime in the locker room. Really, they get that fixed, Bruce, and we haven't given up other than the one long pass play, which, I mean, we were right there, just didn't quite tip the ball away. Or if we went for the tackle, he's going to be down, but we went for the ball.
That long pass play is their only first down. They will give this one.
Tripped up right there by a defensive lineman, didn't get a number.
That's Ronald Young.
He's going to fall forward for a gain of about 2. Nope.
They're going to mark it back to the 50.
Thought he fell a little bit further.
Yeah. So it's 2nd down and 9. Yeah, the only first down that Iowa has is on the 75-yard or 74-yard play.
Or tonight with the Golden Tour defensive line.
Yeah, they played very well. Just had the 2 long plays.
Iowa Yellow Jackets come in with a roster of 21 seniors.
Oh, yeah, I
so for a
that.
school of that size, I mean, that's a very senior experienced.
Bunch of kids over there.
On both sides of the ball.
On 2nd down, this is LeBlue. He's just going to run it up the middle himself. He's going to get a yard, and that's going to be it.
Well, Hyatt. I think. Let's see. I don't know if that was Hyatt. I'm trying to get a number.
Yeah, I think no, that's Lemaire getting them off the bottom. But
yeah, number 6. Number 6 for the Golden Tours is who shot the gap and made the tackle right there. Tyler Massey. Yeah. He's a name we haven't called much tonight, but definitely loves to get involved. He loves to get involved in that run game. From that, he plays a lot of that safety position, but he loves to kind of walk it up. And when he sees us definitely a run play, he doesn't hesitate to fill that hole. He had a nice game against the Pineville Rebels, who ran the ball about 90% of the time the other night. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 8.
3rd and a long 8 coming up here. Tours showing blitz.
Yeah, send some pressure right there.
Pass, though, is complete for the first down.
Navarre makes the tackle.
It out of bounds.
No, I think we got it in bounds. They're going to give the ball. Oh, they're going to say it's out of bounds.
I think it went out of bounds.
Cole Navarre got over there and made the tackle right near the first down marker. But then Iowa coach, he's not happy about something. They may not. I wonder if they're discussing about whether or not I think it was a catch.
I think so too.
But I see one of the Iowa Yellow Jacket, one of the coaches, he was right near that huddle and he kind of threw his hand down like, oh shucks.
You're watching
I threw my hand down right there with my phone too. Sorry about that.
We've all disappeared. I hear nothing.
No, we should be here.
Lost the headset. Yeah. I don't like this conversation.
Yeah, it's an awful long time. From over here, obviously, we can't tell whether or not he got onto the ball or not. I can hear you, Bruce. You can hear me?
No, I cannot hear you.
And I don't know what.
We're both on, but I can't hear it.
I'm not sure what would cause that whatsoever.
No, I don't know. Oh, I hear nothing. That's a long conversation.
No, his mic's on. My mic's on. Kyle's muted right now.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. There it is. I hear it now.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I hear it now.
All else fails. Start pushing the buttons that weren't lit up before. Yeah. Well, it was a button that wasn't lit up before. I think Iowa's going to retain.
Yeah, they're gonna get it, and the problem is they're going to back it up. Okay. Well, no, that's went out of bounds. So not only do they get the completion, they get the yardage on the fumble. That is their first down.
Go ahead, Kyle.
The conventional way.
Kyle, tell us what you got down there. I think Coach Towery's it was a forward fumble. And I don't know if in high school ball, maybe it goes back.
Think it matters.
Guys, with regard to the last play, it definitely looked like he may have had possession temporarily.
Coach Towery is going to come out and discuss it with the white hat.
Well, he looked like he was discussing about how the ball went forward,
yeah,
and that's where they marked it. But I don't know what the rule is.
I don't think in the high school I know, and in the NFL it's the Casper rule? The ball has to come back.
Yes,
and that's inside the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, but that's only inside the 2 minute. Yeah, you can't fumble it forward.
Right. Only the guy who fumbled it can recover it. So that's not a high school rule.
And now we're calling a Sulphur timeout.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to probably say that because we had the conversation, Sulphur's going to use timeout.
You don't see that call very often. Usually, especially on a play like that took so much time for them to sort out, they'll usually give whatever head coach wants some time to kind of discuss that. But nevertheless, it's going to be a first down for the Iowa Yellow Jackets with 9:27 to go here in the the second quarter. They currently lead the Golden Tours 14-12.
Is that pistol formation? They will run it.
Nice tackle out there.
Yeah. Good play by the Tours to bring down Young. Gain of a yard.
Yeah, I didn't see who made the initial
I didn't either.
Tackle out there, but he was followed up by a whole gang of Sulphur Golden Tours. You'd like to see that on defense. They ran hard to the ball right there. And Young's the type of running back. Young and DeVille both. It's tough enough to bring them down with one, but anytime you can get the whole group of them over there, definitely to your advantage. So Young's only got 5 rushes for 8 yards tonight. So clearly the Golden Tour defense, as far as the run defense, has done their job.
Second down and 9. The Blue will throw. Far side, it is caught. 30, 25, and that's going to be close to the first down. I think they're going to mark him at the 25-yard line. They're not giving him much here.
Tyler Massey's on that tackle out there from the safety position. Yeah, they kind of got us outmanned out there on that play. Somebody didn't slide over and cover the one wide receiver, and we had one of the wide receivers covered, and they threw that kind of the inside screen to the uncovered wide out.
Well, 3rd and 1 from the 25. Tours trail by 2 here, 14-12. The triple I formation. Give it to Young.
I don't think he's got it. Well, if he's got it, he's barely got it. Ball comes loose, but it was going to be after forward.
He got the first down. I think it's going to be close. If it's 4th down, you're going to go.
They're going to go for it anyway. It'd be 4th and less than a yard. I think they're going to measure this right here. Yep, they're calling for their time. Oh, first down.
First down. Just making sure the clock was stopped. Triple I formation. You don't see that one very often.
No, and I thought they were probably going to run the quarterback sneak out of that formation, basically have those the backfield, give that quarterback a little push from behind, but they hand it off to the deep man. Of course, I guess when you got DeVille and Young in your backfield, makes it real easy to hand that ball off.
So 1st and 10 Iowa from the Sulphur 24-yard line. Now their regular formation, of a pistol formation here.
2 tight end, double tight end right here.
Big hole for the touchdown. Young goes untouched, 24 yards.
Yeah, he had a big hole right there, and not sure. Safety's kind of got lost in the wash right there, and or stepped up and filled the wrong hole. And once he made that first plant foot put down and made that first cut, it was pretty much over with at that point in time from the 15-yard line. So that's going to move their lead down to 20-12. No,
they're going to kick
look to make it a 2-score game.
Vest from the 10-yard line.
Oh,
that's going to be a false start.
Yeah.
Extra points have been kind of an adventure tonight.
And actually, I always had a lot of trouble snapping the ball, at least on offense. So we'll see if some of that carries over to their special teams as well.
So that'll back it up. This will be a 25-yard attempt for Vest.
Bruce, did you see any of the pro game last night?
Little bitty bits and pieces because the Astros were on. So.
Yeah, the Washington kicker misses a field goal as time expires, and the nose tackle of all people for the Giants jumps off sides.
Yeah, I saw that.
And on the second attempt, it was up and good.
This one is.
Oh, you don't have any problem with that leg right there.
No, that's right.
No surprising. Like
10 of 12. So that makes it 21-12
with 7:02 to go here in the second quarter. The Iowa Yellow Jackets extend their lead over the Sulphur Golden Tours.
Hey, it's.
You're watching the Tornado Radio Network, and it's time to give a shout-out to our game day sponsors, starting with Sean Davis at Southern Technologies. How about First National Bank DeRitter here in Sulphur, Louisiana? Shout-out to Clayton King, King Mechanical LLC, Mike and Wendy Kuntz over at Cajun Monograms. and Brandon Dever for Ward 4 Marshall. Guys, we couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much for your contributions, and go Tours.
A very short drive for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I think
52
started
yards.
at their own, on 48-yard line.
Yep. Each team has a 58-yarder. Sulphur trails now 21-12.
And the Golden Tour offense will look to answer right here with 7:02 to go in the second quarter.
They've got to come up with a way to nullify this blitz that they're seeing from the defense. Another short kick, and it gets away all the way back to the 14-yard line, and that is where it's going down. Actually, it's Blaylock will go down at the 11-yard line.
And that's exactly why you do that type of kickoff right there. Is you're looking to confuse the return team, and our up back right there in that situation, who's caught the first two kickoffs, felt that it was going to be too deep, and he goes up to start blocking, and the return man Blaylock can't get up there fast enough to catch that ball in the air, and then you get kind of one of them crazy bounces right there. And you clearly got an Iowa Yellow Jacket bounce of about 15 yards before Blaylock's able to track it down and pick it up.
Well, the worst starting field position for either team tonight, the Sulphur 11. They will run it.
It's Cerise in the backfield. It's going to be no
lose
gain.
a yard. Yeah, it's going to be brought down to the 10-yard line. Iowa has looked good. Except for the penalties, they've looked very good.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with the Yellow Jackets so far tonight. The Golden Tours, really just they look like they're still kind of searching for their rhythm on offense. They've kind of got it going a couple times, but the big indicator for them so far tonight is that if they haven't been able to get chunks of yardage on first down, it's kind of limited their offensive game plan. Iowa sends a blitz up the middle
again.
Right there.
This one is caught.
It's a nice catch by Hopkins at about the 14-yard line,
diving catch, 13. They're going to mark it. Is it Dennison? Yes, Dennison. He is timing that blitz perfectly. That's the second time he's done that. It's going to get us to the water break.
And that's going to be some work. But as you mentioned, Bruce, it's almost like he's going 1001 before he rushes on the blitz play right there. And he's having no trouble getting in that backfield.
And if you could hold the snap for a split second, he's going to be off sides every time. But
so they're going to take a water break, and let's go back to a couple of our game day sponsors.
You're listening to the Tornado Radio Network, and it's time to give a huge shout out to all our game day sponsors, starting with Nancy Roy at the Cabbage Patch Flower and Gifts, Michael and Brittany Welch at Cutter's Outdoor Power Equipment, Randall Bowser, Shelter Insurance, George Vanderhey over at George's House of Flowers, getting you back in the game, and Josh Foster with Exit Realty Southern. What's your exit strategy? These are just a few of our generous game day sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Go Tours.
So we're going to mention again, homecoming's coming up. Go see George Vanderhey at George's House of Flowers or Unique Designs, two of our great sponsors for Tornado Radio Network. Tell them Tornado Radio Network sent you over there, and they'll definitely get you hooked up and taken care of.
3rd and long for the Tours from their own 13-yard line. It's going to get even longer on a false start.
Yeah, so Reese took a step right there and gonna back him up 5 yards.
Going to be 3rd and 13 back inside the 10-yard line.
That's kind of what I was talking about, Bruce. Just they can't quite get, some of these drives are just not getting any rhythm whatsoever on offense, and we're obviously marching back the wrong way right here. And it's not when you wanted to get some kind of answer, at least be able to flip the field right there for that kickoff, especially coming off that Iowa Yellow Jacket touchdown.
Here comes another blitz. Trahan's going to throw deep. It is caught by Hopkins. First down.
Going to be just across the 40. Looks like to the 41.
That's about the second or third time the Tours have been able to hit a pass like that. And on 3rd and long, they flipped the field.
Well, and we had the right play call right there because Trahan was already going to be rolling away from the pressure, and they sent the blitz on the top side, on the wide side of the field, and it really just kind of played into what we were doing right there.
It
And
came
like you
from
say,
the left, and he rolled to his right.
Yep, Trahan drops it in a bucket right there for Hopkins.
1st and 10 from the 42.
I believe Cerise is still in the backfield.
Yes, it is. I see a 7. They're going to fake the throw one way. They're going to throw it deep,
too.
wide open. It is caught.
That's going to be Blaylock out
Blaylock.
there. Breaks the tackle. Nope, the tackle is brought. That's a nice job by, I think that's number 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Donovan Winey. But once again, a nice play. And I apologize. I got caught up in the play, folks, and forgot to adjust that camera for you. Mitch, whoever complimented us a while ago is going to send an ugly message probably now.
Iowa will use their second timeout, so each team has 1, I believe, here in the first half.
But once again, the Golden Tours have entered the Bayou Beds red zone, Bruce. We've been able to come out of there with 2 touchdowns so far tonight. And looks like we're going to be headed that direction, or hopefully toward our third touchdown. They can get a first down. Just looks like just inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they were in this position last time they were down there, the 11.
We don't want to discuss what happened to us. We went backwards, or we scored last time?
We scored.
Scored last time.
Yeah. 5:16 to go in the first half. It is 21-12. Iowa is on top. The Tours threatening again. Remember, this drive began back at their 11-yard line.
Tell you what, Trahan has looked very impressive.
He's thrown the ball very well tonight.
Thrown for 98 yards? 198 yards. Didn't mean to make our statistician
I was about to say, I think
over there.
98 did. He's done better than that. On first down.
Quarterback draw.
Yep. To the 9-yard line.
Once again, number 5, Dennison makes the tackle. Well, he's been very active for the Iowa Yellow Jackets on defense tonight.
He's the leader on defense, one of them for the Yellow Jackets. I think one of those many seniors that they've got. Yeah.
Yeah, as we mentioned, 21 seniors.
Yep. The Blues a senior, DeVille a senior. So if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, this is your opportunity, your year. Of course, you're in the same district with college prep.
So we'll have three on the bottom, 1 on the top. Cerise remains in the backfield.
2nd and a long 8, and we've got a flag.
Did we move or offsides? That
I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be offsides on. It's gonna be offsides on them. That linebacker really got to run. Bruce, was almost like you were talking about. If he hesitates in his snap count just a hair,
yeah, that guy's got outside.
Yeah, that outside linebacker was coming from this the bottom side right here, and in high school that's an immediate dead ball stoppage of play. So that's going to move it 5 yards for the Golden Tours, moving them further and deeper into the Bayou Beds red zone.
2nd and a lot easier now from inside the 10-yard line. 2nd down and a short 4 coming up as Brady has entered the backfield now for Sulphur.
And if you're a Golden Tour fan, you've always got to find where Vizier is and where Stelly is. Vizier is your big tight end, and Stelly is kind of your do-all athlete on the field.
From the shotgun, Trahan calls for the ball. Here comes the blitz again. They're going to throw it into the end zone. It is incomplete. It is dropped
by Vizier, I think.
Nope,
Stelly. No, Stelly.
That's unusual.
Yeah, you're not going to see that happen. You can write that one down because that's not going to happen very, very often this season.
Limping a little.
Stelly would have been the 3rd Golden Tour touchdown. And he's probably telling Trahan right there, that one's on me. He's going to come out of the ball game now.
So it'll bring up 3rd and a short 4. They can't pick up the first down at the 1-yard line.
Stelly went down kind of awkward on that. The defensive back took him down thinking he made the catch. He went down a little awkwardly.
Another bad snap. The throw into the end zone. It is knocked away. That's just flat out good defensive play there. For the Yellow Jackets, it's Bennett.
So we're going to send the field goal team. Boy, you hate to go deep into we had 2nd and 3 right there in the Bayou Beds red zone and failed to come up with a touchdown or at least a first down.
You can get it to 1 score. Get it to 6.
Yeah, it was going to take 2 scores.
So it's going to be 2 yards longer than an extra point. The difference, though, is he's got to have to push it.
So Paez heads onto the field, number 99.
Holder is Trahan. On the 4th down play, snap is high. The kick is more than long enough, and it is good. So 4:02 to go. It's 21-15, Iowa on top here in the second quarter. But the Tours have cut it back down to a one-score ball game.
So, Bruce, I think the big thing right there is, we started that drive, I believe, on our 11 or 12-yard line.
11-yard line, yes, sir.
And we had a 3rd and 17, I think, or 16. We had a 3rd and long. Yeah. And not only did we flip the field right there, but we're able to march the ball down the field and get 3 points out of that drive. So you may want to mark that one down later in this ball game, but that may end up being a very critical drive for the Golden Tours as the game kind of goes on right here. Not only that, but we were able to keep their defense on the field. They've had a couple quick scores, so their defense actually time of possession is probably in favor of the Golden Tours.
I said they were until that last possession, they only had 1 first down.
That's one of the things that's happened to the Yellow Jackets the last 2 times they played the Golden Tours. They've actually gone to halftime with the lead. And
they've led in the second half both of those games.
And their team overall just kind of wore down a little bit in both of those games into the second half, and the Golden Tours were able to come away with victories.
Baez kick a yard deep in the end zone.
Oh, he was ready to return.
Yeah,
I'm glad that got a yard into the end zone.
Yeah, that was Montgomery who had the good return last time. So at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up for the Yellow Jackets, whose lead is now down to 6. And that's good, too. The field goal, takes care of the extra points you've missed, +1. So you're in a little bit better shape.
So the defense, going toward defense, obviously looking to get a quick stop right here and get the ball back. Like I say, 4:02. Iowa will get the second half kickoff. Yeah. So the Golden Tours are really looking for a quick stop right here so they can get the ball back and try to get some points right before half.
From the pistol, they'll run it with Young. Oh, no, they're going to keep it. Quarterback, LeBleu, outstanding fake. And LeBleu's going to get a first down. I was watching Young up the middle, and nobody was around him. Yeah, that was the reason why.
I was hoping Young didn't have the ball, because if he did have the ball,
he was gone
to the races again. But I'm like you. I thought he had the ball. I didn't realize the quarterback, LeBleu, had hung on.
I think that's the first time LeBleu has run the football. He gets it all the way out to the 41-yard line. They gain a 21 on the play.
Well, and that was one of the things I mentioned pregame. LeBleu isn't afraid to run the ball, and we may see if they start running him a little bit more as this game they'll make a little adjustment right there. Another low snap.
And he's not going to hand off. Young didn't take it. And thankfully for LeBleu in the offense, he held on to it. He'll lose a yard.
And that's going to be, we haven't called his name yet tonight, number 91, Landon Arant, junior defensive lineman for the Golden Tours. Makes a nice tackle for a 1-yard loss.
That'll move it back beyond the 40.
Was able to run LeBleu down from behind right there. But, yeah, he wasn't able to get the handoff off. And luckily didn't, for the Iowa at least, didn't fumble the ball.
It.
Yeah.
A 2nd and 11 from the 40-yard line, under 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Sulphur trails by 6. The pistol formation. We got a flag down.
Illegal procedure, I think.
Yep, false start. In high school, it's hard to tell because, offsides is
right.
It's illegal procedure.
That also stops the clock. I don't know if it restarts or not, but that may be in the Tours' favor right there with a stoppage of play. Golden Tours, I think, have used 2 timeouts.
Both teams have. They're down to 1. And they'll start the clock. Well, I thought they did. There it goes.
There it goes.
45 yards in penalties against Iowa here. It's 2nd and 16 coming up for Iowa from their own 35-yard line. Another low snap. Drop.
That's going to stop the clock. A little late shove there by the quarterback. Nice job for the Golden Tours, number 47 right there. Applied some pressure, Keegan Trim. But as he's getting up off the ground, LeBleu kind of gives him a little nudge right there, and Trim does a nice job of not responding whatsoever. The white hat was standing right there watching the play, and if Trim probably had responded at all, especially tapping on that quarterback, he would have got a flag.
All right, big play defense here, 3rd and 16. Both teams have been pretty successful in 3rd and long.
Sulphur's in their dime defense.
Yeah, just a 3-man rush. And they are going to throw it deep, and it is dropped about an inch is all it would have been, and DeVille would have been gone again.
You know what's impressive about that play is I thought he wasn't going to get to the ball. And I think the Sulphur defenders thought the same thing. In the last 10 yards, DeVille found some kind of other gear right there and gets actually really should have made the tough catch, but should have made the
fingertip catch
for a player of his caliber. But, man, the last 10 yards, he just exploded it to get to that ball. So, but nonetheless, it's an incomplete pass, Bruce, and that's what we needed for the Golden Tours.
The Blue will drop back into punt formation with 2:27. They'll have a lot of time left here. Not a very good punt this time. We'll take a bit of an Iowa roll, and thankfully it goes out of bounds. It's going to come back, though, roughing the kicker.
Oh, my, are you kidding me?
Nope. Running into the kicker is a 5-yarder. Roughing the kicker is 15,
that's what he's telling him.
So it still won't be first down.
Yeah, it's just 5 yards, though.
Well, not a great kick. You may want to punt it again.
If nothing less, I'd punt it again just to use
more
more time.
Just to run time off the clock.
2:20 to go here in the second quarter.
The ball rolls out of bounds around the 37, 35. I'm marking it at 35.
I know in the pros, I think you can just add 5 yards to the end of the play. I don't know if you can do that in high school.
No, I do not. You can't. I don't think there's any play you can do that. The coach is going to come all the way out to the beyond the numbers to discuss it.
Kyle's down the sidelines. Let's see if Kyle's got a little bit more information for us. Kyle Mede, what do you got?
Guys, I wish I had more information for you, but at this point, I look back to see that the kicker has obviously been disrupted a little bit, but any more information than that, guys, I don't have for you. Back to you.
They have declined the penalty, so it'll be first down Sulphur, the 35 with 2:20 to go. And 1 timeout, so that's plenty of time to.
I'm like you, though, Bruce. I'm a little surprised right there that they didn't re-kick that ball. For nothing else, like you say, just to use a little bit more time. So Trahan brings them out now, 2:20 to go and 1 timeout.
From the 35, 3 receivers to the left. They will throw, no blitz.
Nice job by the offensive line right there.
Too deep. That'll be incomplete, intended for, looks like Blaylock. Yep. That'll bring up second down and 10 from the 35. But you don't want to give the ball back to Iowa.
No, not well, you don't want to kick the ball back that way,
yeah.
what we've seen so far tonight. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if Paez may kick a few out of bounds, at least on the punt coverages.
3 receivers will go left, 1 over here to the right. No tight end for the Tours. Running back to the right of Trahan. He'll stay in to block, but he did not block. The ball is loose, picked up by a Sulphur lineman.
Yeah,
but it's a loss of 9.
Unfortunately, that lineman is the one who got beat on the play, and he was just kind of trailing that defensive lineman right there. And luckily he was there, though, after the hit was made. He was there to scoop up the ball. Trahan takes a nice big hit right there.
They call that a strip sack.
Looks like Iowa's going to make multiple substitutions right here. So 1:44 and the clock is counting now. Yeah. We'll call it 3rd and 20.
Now you want
19.
it running. Yep, it's 3rd and 19. Get it down the field so you can kick it a little bit further. Trahan awaits the snap. No blitz. He'll throw. That is knocked away. It could have been a pick 6. That's knocked away by Bennett. That is 4th down.
Bennett had bad ideas for the Golden Tours on his mind right there, and he was probably just a step late right there.
That's that 4th down play we saw earlier where they catch it in the middle and then run for the first down.
Pass was intended for Stelly right there, but Bennett's a 4-year starter defensive back that we mentioned earlier. That's a D1 prospect as well. So, but the Tours are going to.
Who's the Purdue kid? Is it DeVille?
DeVille, the wide receiver, punt returner.
He's back there now. Yeah.
So we'll see what Paez does here on the punt.
Runs to the near side, kicks it straight up in the air. Oh, it takes a great Sulphur roll to the 32-yard line. That runs clock and everything. 1:09 to go. Iowa with the 1 timeout left will have it at their own 32-yard line.
Probably more importantly right there, though, Bruce, DeVille's not able to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah, DeVille was to the right. Paez kicked it to the left. And the guy over to the left side, not too bad himself in Montgomery. This is just a very good football team. I get to see them later in the year. They come over here to Sulphur to play St. Louis to end the year, I believe it is.
And Iowa welcomes the Pineville Rebels, I think, to Iowa next weekend as well. So
I think you are correct.
Back-to-back 5A matchups. I knew Tommy John was going to come in here with a very well-coached team, and he's got a very experienced staff over there. And Tommy John was, a name that some Sulphur people were hoping would throw his name in the hat when we hired Coach Towery.
Here comes Young. He gets tripped up at the 35 and falls forward to the 40. That's a pretty good call. Sulphur's got a 3-man front, and they run it.
Yeah, Sulphur was expecting a pass play right there, obviously.
So that'll get it down to about 50 seconds on 2nd and 2.
And here's what makes it so tough on your defense right here is that they've got a running back that can go the distance at any time, but you've also got a wide out that can go the distance at any time. So it's probably just, they see the 3-man front. It may have been just audible to the run play.
And that's the 3-man front again. LeBlue going to throw it deep, hopes that DeVille runs underneath it. He falls down.
I don't know about that,
I don't
man.
think so either.
He's got a right
Interference
to
is the call.
Defensive back has a right to go for that ball right there, just like the wide receiver does as well. And the contact comes, in my opinion, when he goes for the ball.
It's a 15-yarder, so that's the good news. Is this isn't the NFL, so that'll move it into Sulphur territory. Looks like to the 40 up to the 45-yard line, first down Iowa. It's their 6th first down. Sulphur's got 9 here in the first half.
Yeah, the big thing, especially if you're high school, if you're beat on that play like that, go ahead and drag that guy down.
Beat him.
Get called for defensive pass interference or defensive holding, and it's not a spot foul. So, you do that before you get beat for that long touchdown right here at the end of the first half.
31 seconds left now.
I'd like to see us try to put a little pressure. We're still with that 3-man front.
They're still going 3-man.
I think it's a mistake to let that quarterback have a lot of time back there.
He will roll to the near side. Dumps it off complete short. Keep him in bounds. Nope. Montgomery.
They're going to
call him in. It's a first down. It'll stop the clock, but once they get the chain set, it'll start again.
His momentum had been stopped right there before he went out of bounds.
Iowa does have 1 timeout left, and the clock starts. 20 seconds and counting.
Iowa probably needs another good 15 yards right here. Looks like they're going to,
Yeah, they're going to spike it.
I think Iowa needs, they were at the 31. They're probably going to have to get at least the minimum inside the 20 to get in the range of
I don't know how many he's got. If he's got, I don't think he has any field goals.
No, but that one extra point looked like he had plenty of leg.
They've got 13 seconds, so 2 plays to the end zone would probably do it. Sulphur's going to play a prevent defense here. Montgomery will go wide to the far side. DeVille's over here on the near side.
You think they got 2 or 3 guys on DeVille?
They ought to. LeBlue's going to throw far side, and he's thrown it too far, and that's knocked away.
A little interesting right there.
It's good defensive play by Bryce Fonten, I believe, number 7. Yeah.
And that's 14, Montgomery out there.
7 seconds left. So
they were probably expecting Montgomery maybe to get man-to-man coverage with so much attention on the
right.
field.
I was thinking the same thing when he looked that way.
And that's the wide side of the field right there. If he throws that ball a little further, it's going to be an interesting play, if you know what I mean. 3rd
down. Downs don't matter with 7 seconds left.
I think one long pass is going to pretty much use the majority of this time up. So I'm kind of looking for him to throw toward the end zone right here.
And they're bringing 4 this time. Here comes some pressure. LeBlue will throw. It is caught, and that's in bounds, and that's the end of the half.
Got a flag on the top side right there. We'll have to see what all that's about. Tackle was made by number 4 for the Golden Tours, Peyton Lemaire. Lemaire does a nice job right there of letting him come down with the catch, though, and just makes the tackle, knowing that that's going to wind out the clock for the first half. So good job there by the Golden Tour defense.
Yeah, it's motion, so that's going to be decline, and that's going to be the half. At 21-15.
It's not a score you say often in a football game, huh?
Nope. Sulphur trails 21-15 at the half.
So what we're going to do, folks, is the Golden – I'm about to be in trouble. Kyle, actually, I think Kyle's got Coach Towery maybe, or no? Kyle, were you able to get Coach Towery on the field or no?
No, guys, coach was heading in at the time, so I wasn't able to grab him, but we'll try to catch him here maybe in the second half.
So what we're going to do is Mitch Red has put the headsets on. We're just going to kind of discuss a few stats of the first half, and then we're going to leave the rest of the half to the Golden Tornado marching band. And we won't have any audio on them, but we will watch them perform. And right now the Twisters are headed out. But Mitch, what do you have from the first half?
So, Don, not a bad first half offensively for the Tours. Gage Trahan, good first half, 11 for 21, 198 yards passing. He also had a couple of nice runs to kind of help the cause in that area. Receiving wise, tagged Stelly, 4 receptions, 24 yards. Caleb Blaylock, 2 receptions at 111 yards. He had a big first half. And Hopkins, 3 receptions for 39. Not much on the rushing. Don, 198 total yards, passing 8 yards, net yards rushing for the Tours. Scoring summary. Well, first let's get to the couple of guys for Iowa. DeVille with the big 74-yard catch early on. Young, we commented that he was 5 carries for 8 yards, and then he busted off the 24-yard touchdown. So we won't talk about him anymore. I told you not to mention that. I know it. We got to learn. Scoring summary. The Yellow Jackets scored first on a 78-yard run, that one by DeVille with 9:11 in the first to take a 6-0 lead after the missed conversion. Sulphur answered with a 1-yard TD run by Cerise with 6:42 to go in the first. Also missed conversion. 88-yard punt return by DeVille. We're calling his name a lot. 88-yard punt return with 3:03 to go in the first. Put the Yellow Jackets up after a 2-point conversion, 14-6. Sulphur answered again with 11-yard touchdown pass from Trahan to Stelly with 11:08 in the second quarter. 2-point conversion failed to make it 14-12. Iowa scored again. It's just taking turns. It's just back and forth. 24-yard run by Young for the touchdown right after we talked about how we were containing him pretty well to make it 21-12. Sulphur answers with a 22-yard field goal by Piaz to make it 21-15. And, Don, that's where we are. Offense, 206 yards in the first half. You look at that, it's not bad. Only 8 net on the ground, and that's maybe something that gets talked about at halftime.
I mentioned, first of all, before I forget, I think that was the Iowa dance team and not the Sulphur Twisters out there. So
you colorblind?
Well, I saw, I kind of saw the purple and gold pom poms. What kind of set that off? But it looks like the Iowa band is going to perform as well before the Golden Tour band. But Mitch, just from kind of looking at some of the stuff, I think the second half is probably going to be determined, and ultimately the game, I think, by who makes the adjustments. Obviously, the Golden Tours are going to need to look to contain the big plays. But I think just as importantly, the Iowa Yellow Jackets would be looking to shut down the passing game of the Golden Tours. They've already done it to the run game so far. And,
and even in the American press today, the Iowa coach talked about the importance of halftime adjustments in the second half and coming out strong and finishing the game. And
he felt like they finished both of their first 2 games this year. They finished them very well.
Yeah, we need them to not do that tonight. But the Tours will make some adjustments. They're hanging in there. I mean, you're down 6, and we really did not play our best game defensively.
No, we had some trouble, and really, we had trouble finding some rhythm on the offensive side of the ball as well. So we'll look to see if the Tours can clean it up at halftime, and look forward to a great second half between these two squads. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to leave you with the 2 marching bands and watch those guys perform. And we're currently 16 minutes and 16 seconds from the start of the third quarter. So after a quick break, we'll be back. Tornado Radio Network. Second half is getting ready to kick off. Looking, Kyle's going to try to catch Coach Towery as he comes out. We'll see if we can get a quick word of about the first half and what we got going in the second half. Kyle, we're going to go down to you. We're ready whenever you're ready. Kyle, we're ready whenever you're ready.
What's up, guys? Down here around center field with Coach Towery going into the second half. Coach, how you feeling about the adjustments that you made at halftime?
Well, I mean, really, we just got to keep executing. You know, we had some things, and we've moved the ball up and down the field. We played well on defense, had a couple of special teams snafus. You know, we just got to finish plays, man. We got to finish. We got to get physical right there with them. If we do those things in the second half, I think we'll be all right.
Hey, no doubt, guys. We're going to get back to you, but not before we give them a big go tours on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go Tours.
That's Kyle Medier down the field with Coach Towery. And Bruce, kind of what – oh, Bruce isn't here. Mitch is here. Mitch, kind of what we discussed coming out of at the end of the first half there. You know, both teams are looking to make some adjustments at halftime, and I think, you know, kind of cliche to say, but I think it's going to be a story of who makes and not only makes but executes their proper adjustments in the second half. Is going to come out here with a big victory tonight.
So, Don, you mentioned it earlier. I think the last 2 times we played here against Iowa had a halftime lead, and I think both times it was 6 points, just like it is tonight.
Really?
Is that right? I think.
I don't know. I'm not sure what the lead was.
I think it was 6 both times. I'm not sure. Maybe it's that we won by 10 both times. So history is on our side for what that's worth to you, Don. But we've got to slow down DeVille, number 6. That's why I went down in the stands during halftime, and about 5 people stopped me and said, "Hey, who's that guy? Who's that guy? Where's he going? You know, what grade's he in? Whatever." and luckily, because I was hanging out with you guys, I was able to answer that. But he's really good, and when he gets his ball in his hands, he's dangerous, and he has that extra gear that he showed us. Reminds me of Malik Neighbors. Remember him?
Yes.
From Como a couple years ago.
Yep.
Just had an extra gear.
Now at LSU, yeah, he's a typical player that for the first 20, let's say 20 yards of a pass pattern, you had him covered,
right?
And then all of a sudden, when he had to go get the ball, he had that late gear about him, and like you say, all of a sudden you looked up, thought you were in great coverage position, and you reach over to kind of feel for him, and he's not there no more.
Even at pass interference penalty, the Sulphur got late in the second quarter. I think almost called him Neighbors. DeVille, he was just running faster than our guy. He just ran over him, and you know, of course, it was called on us. But anyway, good player, fun to watch guys like that. But I don't want him to have the second half like he did in the first half. So anyway, I'm gonna turn it. Bruce is back. I'm gonna turn it over to him, and Don, let's go. Let's carry him to victory.
Yeah, we need the tours to come out. Like I say, just as Coach Towery was talking about, you know, he was very happy. Bruce. Don't know if you heard any of the interview, but Coach was happy with the first half, the way the Tours played. You know, the 2 things I think he really mentioned is that we got to finish plays, and I think probably on a couple of them, couple of runs in the first half, and you know maybe a couple of the longer plays, we didn't kind of get over and get in position to finish out a play, and it cost us. But also, you know, just looking for some consistency on offense. Was very pleased with the defense overall. And he's always very critical on his offense, especially he calls the offensive plays. But I think he'll agree that did a nice job of the play calling. At least I thought did a nice job of play calling in the first half. And he obviously picked up on something that he can throw the ball against the Iowa Yellow Jacket defense, and he's taking advantage of that tonight. Guys are mentioning to me one of the listeners tonight, I'm not sure where he's at, but former Golden Tour and son of Coach John Paul Duhan, Trey Duhan, is tuned in and watching us tonight. And we appreciate all the listeners, and not only listeners, but we appreciate our sponsors for Tornado Radio Network of enabling us through monetary donations and sponsorships to not only bring you the Golden Tours tonight, but bring you the Golden Tours and the Lady Tours in various sports throughout the season. So,
I think the big thing for the Golden Tour offense is picking up that blitz. I think if they can keep Trahan clean, it'll be a much, much better half for Sulphur. They trail 21-15 as they get ready to kick it off. Let's see. We found a Barb score. They're down 38-15 in the second quarter at Turlings.
I think you said Acadiana and
Acadiana and Lafayette Christian are tied at 7.
which if you're not familiar with Lafayette Christian, one of the perennial private school powerhouses in the state of Louisiana.
I think Lafayette was down. Como was down at the half. Paez will kick it to the 2-yard line. Back to the 10, 15, far side of the field, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. It's Montgomery. And he will go out of bounds at the 44-yard line on the far side of the field as Iowa begins the third quarter on offense.
You know, Bruce, they've run the ball on, I think, on every return to the right side of the field. So the Golden Tours, hopefully that's something that we've been able to pick up on here, including this second half return. But that return team has got to find a few answers for that return game. He returned, I think you said, from the 2-yard line.
So that was 2 yards, a 42-yard return.
Yeah. It sets him up in, once again, very, very good field position for the Yellow Jackets.
And that shows you also how big it is to kick it into the end zone.
Yeah, yeah.
Out of the pistol, they'll hand it off to Young, right side. He's at the 50 into Sulphur territory. He is brought down from behind. I believe that's Hyatt that brings him down. It's a gain of 9.
I had along with number 7, Bryce Fontenot.
Okay.
Mentioned his name earlier for the Golden Tours.
Yeah, he made a good play on a pass play down here earlier.
So it's going to set up a short 2nd and 1 now.
From the Sulphur 47. In the backfield is DeVille along with Young. DeVille will get the football and the first down on the far side of the field.
Fumble right there.
And he fumbles the football. Is that his head or his football?
No, that's a fumble. Stelly makes it. He's in DeVille's still down.
His helmet came off.
Oh, it was his helmet. No.
But the ball was loose. You're right. It is Sulphur football.
Stelly makes the tackle right there. You know, we mentioned earlier, number 1 for the Golden Tours, Grayson Stelly's a name we didn't mention much because they didn't throw it all in the first game. And he's started as a true freshman last year and out there at a cornerback position, and makes a big tackle right there in DeVille. And as you mentioned, I didn't realize, takes his helmet off as well. But and I think Stelly got up and fell on the fumble as well. So not only makes a tackle and has a caused fumble right there, but is able to fall on the ball for, I think, is that the first turnover of the ball game for either squad?
Yeah, that's the first turnover.
So with 11:09 to go in the third quarter, the Golden Tours come up with a turnover. They'll have their first possession of the second half at their own 44-yard line, currently trailing 21-15.
Trahan back out in the shotgun. So will go in motion out of the backfield. Trahan will attempt to run it, but he will go nowhere. He'll lose 3 back to the 41-yard line.
You know, one of the things we haven't seen as well tonight, we haven't seen Stelly at quarterback whatsoever.
No.
And they like to run him out of the quarterback position from time to time. And so we'll look to see if maybe the Tours don't.
You know, their defensive front 4 is not big, but they're tall.
Well, they occupy space.
And they're fast.
They've done a great job of occupying space. Now, 2nd and long, let's see if they love to blitz in this 2nd long situation. They'll drop out of the blitz, though.
Trahan is in trouble anyway, though, and he'll be sacked for the 3rd time tonight.
They're able to get pressure right there, right up the middle. One of their defensive tackles gets pressure on Trahan and brings him down for the sack.
Back to the 39-yard line. So far, the turnover has been a -5 yards for the Golden Tour offense as they move back to the 39-yard line.
And you know what the things, I saw this in the first half, Bruce, and wasn't able to comment on it, but when it's 3rd and long, they almost send in a package. You know, what the LSU Tigers called the Chinese bandit.
Oh, yeah.
On defense, but they send in like a little bandit defensive crew. They get real small on defensive line right here. Look at them. And,
they're only 3 now.
Yeah, they put a lot of speed on the field.
Illegal motion or a false start, probably, since they stopped the play.
Well, I think we got a timeout too. The side judge is
2 flags.
The side guys looks like wants to give Coach Towery a timeout, but there's 2 flags on the play. So let's see if he got the timeout call before the penalty. Golden Tours are coming to the sideline, so I think they're going to give him a timeout.
Yeah, so there'll be no penalty.
So they'll use their first timeout with 9:43 to go here in the third quarter. It's going to be currently 3rd. We're going to call it 3rd and 15. Yep. But what I was mentioning is Iowa gets very quick on defense. They go very, very small on the defensive front, but they'll make probably made 5 substitutions right there when it got in that 3rd and long situation. So they've got a specialty package on defense. They get what they do right there also is get a lot of fresh legs in the ball game, and so they can really get after the quarterback. So Stelly's got Mitch just mentioned Stelly's got 45 total yards. So clearly an offensive weapon for the Golden Tours. They're going to be looking for a way to get him untracked here in the second half.
Empty backfield now on 3rd and 15 from the 39.
5 wide outs.
Yep, three right, 2 left. 3-man front. Trahan throws deep, far side, well out of bounds.
Looks like he was trying to find Stelly down the sidelines down there.
Yeah, double covered.
And not a bad pass by Trahan, though. He threw that ball to the outside of Stelly. And it's one of them plays that if Stelly can't make the catch, it's going to go out of bounds instead of giving up an interception. So
they get the turnover, but they go backwards. So
yeah,
it's failed
to capitalize on it.
This is Trahan in punt formation. It's not Paez.
I don't think I always picked up on it yet either. They still got 2 deep.
It's 4th and 15.
Surely,
I don't know what you're going to do.
Surely you're not going for it right here, though.
Yeah, you are.
Oh,
now he's going to kick it. And it's not going to take a Sulphur roll at all. It's going to go to the 40-yard line. So that's, what, a 21-yard punt? Yeah, that did not work too well. So it'll be first down Iowa with 9:27 to go in the third quarter. They're up 21-15.
Well, I'm wondering if that's not a play that he rolls, and if somehow Iowa blows a coverage and something's just totally wide open, that
that's what I was thinking.
He can make the pass, but if not, yeah. And that, I mean, yeah, it's a shorter kick, but it keeps it out of their those return guys' hands, DeVille's hands, and
that's worth something. Yep. So it's first down the Yellow Jackets from their own 40-yard line, leading by 6 here.
9:27 to go in the third quarter. This will be their second possession of the second half.
Not in the pistol formation this time. They will run a reverse. It's DeVille. He's got lots of room. 40, 45, 50, 40. Gets a great block. He's at the 20. He's at the 10. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. It's a 60-yard run to go along with a 74-yard pass and an 88-yard punt return.
And I'm not sure if we ever touched him right there.
I don't think so.
Our far side, though, we had a corner. I don't know if it was a cornerback or a safety out there, though. He's got to do a better job. Him and that linebacker have got to do better jobs of keeping their containment on that back side of that play, though. And he's really got to fight through that block. There was really only one blocker out there for DeVille. But we've got to do a better job of fighting through the block right there and trying to get him down on that play. But once again, the Golden Tours are bit by the big play from the Iowa Yellow Jackets early here in the third quarter.
Vest on to attempt the extra point. Snap is good. The kick.
I think he did good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought he may have
it
got
was
it to
ugly,
the left,
but it looked like he had hooked it. But it's 28-15 with Iowa on top.
9:14 to go here in the third quarter. So, coming out of halftime, we talked about adjustments, and the Golden Tours got a big turnover there early in the third quarter. Weren't able to do anything with it, and but we talked about they have to make an adjustment to stop that big play.
Yeah,
and weren't obviously on that play weren't able to make that adjustment, and DeVille goes 60 yards, and it's just another example of how they get the ball in their playmakers' hands. I don't think we've seen that play yet tonight. And so
it's just a sweep.
Yeah, something that it was a reverse.
Yeah, reverse.
Quarterback was running a sweep with it and pitches it back to DeVille for a reverse play. And we just didn't keep very good containment on the backside. Got to stay in your assignments when it comes to plays like that if you're going to be successful on defense.
Acadiana trails Lafayette Christian 14-7 in the fourth quarter. They're in the same district with Welsh and Lake Arthur. Short kickoff. Hopkins at the 11, and he is nailed at the 23-yard line.
As we like to say, Hopkins got lit up out there.
Oh, didn't he?
Kyle, that happened right in front of you. You couldn't tell Hopkins to watch out or something?
He was probably trying to get out of the way.
I'm sorry, my eyes are still glazed over from the heat of that collision.
So 1st and 10 for Sulphur.
Good to see though. Hopkins hopped right up after that hard
Yes.
hit right there. Though,
He was driven to the ground. The 23-yard line for the Tours. Trail at 28-15.
So down 2 scores right here, but the Tours just have to stay doing what they did or doing in the first half on offense.
Going to run it. This is Brady. Brady to the 27-yard line. He'll pick up 4.
4 tough yards right there because they had him for about a 1-yard gain. He just continued to fight.
And they threw him forward, so that helped.
Kind of threw him forward, and he drugged the defender a little bit. Was able to gain, like you say, 4 yards on first down.
The line of scrimmage now, the 27-yard line. I think this is the largest deficit the Tours have had tonight at 13.
Yeah, I think prior to this,
9.
It was 9. It was a 2-score game at 9.
2nd and 6 from the shotgun. Trahan will hand it off to Brady. Brady escapes a loss and will end up out beyond the 30-yard line, close to the 32, and bring up a 3rd down and maybe a yard and a half down for the Tours. Another good run by Brady.
Trahan acted like he wanted that ball back, like he didn't want to leave it there with Brady, but Brady kept it, and like you say, a nice run of another 4, maybe 5 yards. We'll call it 5 yards. It's going to bring up a short 3rd and 1 from the 32-yard line.
8 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. Sulphur trails by 13. Tours have never led in this one. Trahan will give it to Brady again, hunting and pecking his way out to the near side, 35-40.
Backside.
Yeah, he had nowhere to go in the
leaves
middle,
the
so he
tackler.
cuts to the right, and he's going to pick up, 10 yards?
Yeah, it's going to be out to the 42-yard line. It's going to be a first down for the Golden Tours.
10th one of the evening for Sulphur.
Yeah, it was a nice job. I think he only needed a yard for a first down. I think he could have, probably moved the pile forward for that yard, but he decided to kind of bounce it back this way, and he eluded 1 or 2 tacklers originally, and his speed got him to the outside, and like I said, was brought down for about a 10-yard gain.
1st and 10 Sulphur from their own 42-yard line. 2 receivers here to the right, 1 to the left. Brady remains in the backfield. And he will get the football again, and he'll get out to the 45-yard line for a gain of 3. So 4 straight runs.
Yeah,
Elijah Brady.
We talked about adjustments, Bruce, and clearly we've gone from a wide open passing attack in the first half to looking to play. Looks like so far, at least in the 3rd quarter, looking to play just a little bit more ball control.
Try to slow down the rush would be my guess.
So we'll call it 2nd and 7.
And they're going to throw it. Incomplete. He zipped that past Tag Stilley.
Yeah, I think Tag kind of checked that route up, and Trahan just didn't quite see it. And he thought he was going to continue over the middle of the field. And like I say, Tag's trying to give some kind of signal to one of the coaches. Not sure what I think it's something he's seeing on defense. But like I say, kind of just checked that. He checked up and settled into that open pocket right there. And had Trahan seen that, it would have been an easy first down reception. But Trahan thought he was going to continue on with his route.
So it'll be 3rd and 7 now from the 45-yard line for the Tours.
Here comes
the blitz. Yep. They're going to dump it off incomplete. They had to throw that quickly out here, intended for Brady out of the backfield. But once again, it's Dennison coming up the middle.
Yeah, what's interesting about that play, too, Iowa felt like if they showed blitz right there that we were going to go back to that screen package. And while they did blitz, they had great coverage here on the screen where even if he completed that pass, he was going to be brought down immediately for just a short 2 or 3 yard gain. So interesting game of chess right there between the 2 coordinators.
DeVille and Montgomery back deep. This is Paez now. From the 45-yard line, he gets the good snap. He kicks it high. It's going to take an Iowa roll for 5 yards before someone from Sulphur can fall on it. And we got a flag down at the 46-yard line.
It's probably going to be a lineman downfield. As much run around as Paez. No,
holding
against Iowa.
Iowa, that's first down? Or they're going to after the
punt.
So it'll be 10 yards added on to the end of the run or the end of the play. 55 yards in penalties, 6 of them for Iowa.
So let's talk about it just real quickly. Some of our game day sponsors, Dr. Grimble over at Grimble Pediatric Dentistry. Go see Dr. Grimble. For all, like I say, my grandbabies love going over there to see Dr. Grimble. David Missy with Missy's Grocery, longtime grocery store here in Sulphur, Louisiana, former Golden Tour. Hollywood Barbershop, Troy Darby over on City Service Highway, another former tour. Cajun Monograms, Wendy and Mike Kuntz, just around the corner. Go see him for any of your shirt or monogramming or screen printing needs.
She's a former Vinton Lion.
Mike, boy, don't, but Mike's a former Golden Tour.
Yep.
So, and their son Brett Kuntz played for the Golden Tours and the McNeese Cowboys, and is now coaching with former Golden Tour Matt Dufresne up at DeQuincy. He's DeQuincy's defensive coordinator.
Young carries for a loss. Golden Tour is doing a great job on defense, tripping him up in the backfield. At the 14-yard line, it's a loss of 3, so it's 2nd down and 13 coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And we're going to get our water break here with 5:59 to go. Third quarter, 28-15. The Yellow Jackets are on top. We were tied at 6 early in the first half. Extra points were hard to come by.
So let's mention some of our other sponsors. Patriot Construction, Walter Vincent at Patriot Construction. Republic Services, for any of your waste needs or roll-off services needs, you can contact me or Republic Services for any construction needs throughout Southwest Louisiana with roll-off dumpsters. Taylor Aluminum, Mike and Jeremy Moore, longtime supporters of the Golden Tours. Jeremy is a Lady Tour alumni. Mead's Garage over on Highway 90. If you need something done with your vehicle. Also on Highway 90, Golden Tour Exxon. The Nezats over at Golden Tour Exxon. Hopefully David Nezat is listening tonight. We're thinking about you, David. And you guys are obviously in our prayers. But go see Logan over at Golden Tour. Voted the best service station in Southwest Louisiana in the Reader's Poll the other day from Lanyap Magazine.
That's right here around the corner.
The only full-service station.
Full service one left in town.
Yep. And Logan also is a former Golden Tour quarterback.
So it's 2nd down and 13 for Iowa from their own 14-yard line. Out of the pistol formation, the play fake. LeBlue rolls far side. He is in trouble, and he will go down.
That's a fumble into the end zone. We'll see if the Golden Tours get on. I think they are.
Yeah, that's a touchdown.
It's going to be a touchdown for the Golden Tours. Don't see who's – I can't see the number. Is that 6? We're going to say 6 falls on the ball for the Golden Tours. Tyler Massey. We called Tyler's name before. Mentioned that he loves to get involved in
flag down.
See what the flag's going to be for.
It's at the 8-yard line. Whatever it's holding.
Once
that goes in the end zone, you're going to score. It's just
Iowa's coming out on the field, though, with their extra point defensive team. So I think the penalty is going to be on Iowa right here.
That would be the 2nd turnover of the game.
Makes me real nervous, though, when these long discussions start, especially on a big swing play like that.
Johnny Sidham used to say it's never good for McNeese when they get into when they get into a conversation.
It's a touchdown after the dead ball foul.
Unsportsmanlike conduct
against Iowa. Hopefully we can take that on the kickoff.
Yeah, it'll be on the kickoff, yeah.
Kyle, what do you got down there, Kyle? I think we got a definite swing on the sidelines after that big play.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Most definitely, guys, and it's all about believing things into reality. And what I'm hearing from the coaches talking to the players is we're going to come back and win this ball game. It's a matter of time. Keep chipping away, stay faithful, believe in each other, and look what happens right there, boys. Sulphur gets it in on the fumble, and now we're in this ball game.
It's the 2nd turnover for Iowa.
Well, Coach Towery coming out at halftime, he talked about finishing plays and playing hard. And I didn't get the number on the player that got the sack initially and the strip right there. But Massey falls on the ball. Really was a fight. It was an Iowa an offensive player back there with him as well. And Massey just got down and wanted that ball a little bit more than he did.
You were going to get 2 or 6. Sulphur ended up getting 6. Paez with the extra point. That is good.
It's a nice job by Trahan right there. Snap was actually behind Trahan. He reaches back and gets a snap and gets it down for the extra point.
And you're back to the 1 score.
Gets it back to a 1-score game for the Golden Tours. So with 5:50 to go now here in the third quarter, the score is going to be 28-22. Iowa Yellow Jackets over the Golden Tours.
Well, the defense has come up with 2 turnovers here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything with the first one, and the second one was just a matter of falling on it.
The defense has definitely stepped up their game here tonight. And we were kind of curious. At times last season, the defense really looked rough. I mean, let's be honest. And our last game last year, the New Iberia Yellow Jackets ran up and down the field on our defense. So they had the guys coming back. Probably had a little taster in their mouth from the defense of last year, and have done a very nice job. Really, this is our second game, Bruce, as we talked about. So, we did discuss pregame about making some of your bigger adjustments of the season, going from game 1 to game 2.
Iowa expecting the onside kick,
Bruce,
possibly.
We didn't need to buy you Beds red zone that drive, did we?
And that's what Sulphur's going to do. Oh, and it hits an Iowa player and goes out of bounds. Doggone it.
Well, they got exactly what they wanted right there. But I think the fact that the kick was firm enough that when it hit the Iowa defender, it ricocheted off his helmet and immediately goes out of bounds. So it'll be out of bounds to the Yellow Jackets.
At the 37-yard line, not even 10 yards further down the field.
Yeah, that ball bounces back toward the middle of the field at all.
Needed to hit one of the guys closer to the hash marks there.
But as we mentioned, that's going to set up the Golden Tour defense now.
Yep,
with 5:48 to go here in the third quarter.
Pistol formation, the blue in the shotgun. Behind him is Ronald Young.
I really thought Iowa would try to get the running game a little bit more established here in the second half. We'll see if.
There they go.
Yeah, Young with it, but
you get 5.
He's really their bell cow on the ground, and really wouldn't surprise me if we see a couple possessions right here where they try to feed him the ball, 3 or 4 times, and
this has been the DeVille show.
Look for him to break a big run. For Young,
52 yards. It's a 24-yard touchdown.
As we mentioned, Young's averaging over 100 yards a game rushing.
DeVille has 222 yards just on touchdowns.
Oof. So he's well over his 200 yards of all-purpose yards.
A run, a pass, and a punt return. Sulphur will jump offside, so that'll be a first down.
Yeah. Mitch Minson's in the background. If you're a longer time Sulphur Golden Tour, you remember a young man that came in here by the name of Landon Collins from Destrehan, I believe, Dutchtown.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I think he run for a touchdown. He caught a pass for a touchdown, and he either had a special teams touchdown or an interception, pick 6. Yeah, punt return, Mitch is telling me. But unfortunately, that young man put on an exhibition in Matt Walker Stadium as they marched on in the playoffs that year.
1st and 10 from the 47 for the Yellow Jackets, who lead by 6. They're going to run a sweep this time. It's Montgomery. It's one guy out here in blue, and he's going to bring him down.
Nice job by Stelly. Just staying home and just makes the tackle. We had a defender deep in the offensive backfield, and but he was blocked and he was down on the ground and wasn't able to get up in time to make that tackle. But that's a nice job by Stelly of staying home right there. And he gained 9 on the play. If he gets by Stelly, that's another long touchdown. So
let's say he was the only guy in blue out there.
So Stelly did exactly what he needed to do right there. Enables the Tours to stay and fight for another play right here. 2nd and short.
2nd and 1.
This is actually a yardage situation I always had trouble with tonight.
They're going to hand it off to a new man who's going to lose a yard.
41 is in the game.
Yeah, that's a new guy.
I think he's going to lose a yard.
Lane Touchette.
I was kind of curious. When he got into backfield, the quarterback had to show him where to line up at.
So he loses 1, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. He's a rare non-senior for Iowa.
See him going out of the ball game. They make several substitutions right here. You see that little 14.
So does Montgomery. Montgomery had the 9-yard run early just a moment ago.
So it looks like Iowa's brought in their hefty package right here. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now.
It's that triple I formation we saw earlier. We'll give it to Young.
I think he fumbled the ball again.
Football. He never had it.
Don't know who's got it in that scrum.
No, I think Iowa may have gotten it because they're marking it down at the 45-yard line, but it'll be 4th and 2.
So no gain right there.
You got to go for this again if you're Iowa.
Well, it's a nice job by the defensive line right there.
That must have fallen into some lineman's lap.
they're getting they're just pushing the offensive lineman back into the offensive backfield. Let's see if I got a feeling they're going to try to get Sulphur to jump right here.
They're going to run the same play. Yep, they're going to
run same formation.
Yeah, that's a big guy in the up back. Sulphur's going to take a timeout. So that'll be their
second timeout.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So with 2:48 to go here in the third quarter, we got a timeout as the Iowa Yellow Jackets lead the Sulphur Golden Tours 28-22.
You're listening to the Tornado Radio Network, and it's time to give a huge shout out to all our game day sponsors, starting with Nancy Roy at the Cabbage Patch Flower and Gifts, Michael and Brittany Welch at Cutter's Outdoor Power Equipment, Randall Bowser, Shelter Insurance, George Vanderhey over at George's House of Flowers, getting you back in the game, and Josh Foster with Exit Realty Southern. What's your exit strategy? These are just a few of our generous game day sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Go Tours.
You know, Bruce, another thing tonight, I was curious to see with the week off, if it would affect our conditioning at all. And Coach Tower was pretty confident that we were going to be okay. And we've looked in very good shape tonight on a real humid night.
All right, here's that fourth down of the power I formation, and Sulphur obliged with the offsides.
I just mentioned Massey number 6, I believe, jumped off sides on the top side. Just mentioned what I thought Iowa would do. And they had to have talked about that in the timeout as well. Yep. And, man.
That's the 10th first down for both teams now with 10 first downs. I think that's at least the second or third for Iowa by penalty. Or Sulphur's got at least that many too.
Well, I think, even bigger thing right there, that, like I said, short yardage has given Iowa a lot of trouble tonight on offense. I mean, while they may have got a first down, we kind of had them in a play situation, a yardage situation that was to our advantage, I feel.
Yeah, they tend to do better when they pick up chunks. Here's DeVille
in the backfield. Just another different look.
Yeah, DeVille is going to pick up another chunk inside the 20-yard line. He's going to pick up 21 yards and just barely gets brought down.
Yeah, 17 for the Golden Tours. Moves over for that tackle, Cole Navarre. And like you say, luckily Navarre rotated over like he was supposed to, because if he doesn't make that tackle, it was going to be another touchdown for DeVille. I've been very impressed with DeVille tonight. I mean, obviously the yardage and the touchdowns, but I mean, he moves from wide receiver to running back very seamlessly right there. And then, sometimes our wide receivers they look awkward at a running back position, but not him.
Here's Young, who's wrapped up at the 20-yard line. He could go down for a loss.
Yeah, Young's really had trouble hitting that hole tonight. Other than that one touchdown run, he's had a lot of trouble getting to his holes tonight. And granted, that's credited in the Sulphur Golden Tour defense.
You're talking about DeVille. He's just one of those players. I was thinking about this as you were saying this. Just get him the ball. Hand it to him, throw it to him, kick it to him. Just get DeVille the football.
Yeah, especially as the game wears on and your defense gets
tired of chasing him.
Yep, gets more snaps under the belt, and maybe starts to wear down a little bit.
2nd and 11. They're going to run him again. This time the Golden Tours had him, and he escapes not once but twice.
2 tackles right there. Breaks 2 tackles. They finally push him out of bounds. I think he's going to still be short of the first down. But yeah, two Golden Tour defenders, as we mentioned, had him right there in the sights, and just aren't able to take him down.
Yeah, I thought the first one was going to get him back at the 25-yard line.
Well, he's clearly a player. If you don't wrap him, you're not going to hit him. You're not going to hit him with your shoulder pads and knock him down.
And that's the Purdue kid, right?
Yes. Yeah, you've got to wrap him. Purdue's getting him a very special player.
It was 3rd and 2. They're going to run the triple I formation again. And there is Young for the first down.
He's going to drag 1 or 2 Golden Tours.
That's the second time that's worked.
He needed 3rd and 2, and he got 3 right there. So that's going to be a first down for the Iowa Yellow Jackets with 1:20 to go now in the third quarter.
And goal to go.
They'll have goal to go from the 8-yard line.
They lead it 28-22. 1:20 to go here in the third quarter.
Golden Tour defense is looking to stiffen up right here for a big stop.
Where in the world did that come from?
I have no idea where that came from.
They're going to run it up the middle for 3 to the 4-yard line.
Apologize for that. I'm not.
I
I'm
have
not
no
sure.
idea where it
I
came
don't know if
from.
there's somebody walking in the hallway behind. We had to open the door. I got the heater.
Oh, that may be it.
Heater
Yeah.
running, but I think somebody was walking down the hallway.
Well, the clock operator's not upstairs. Kick the floor.
So we're down inside 45 seconds now in the third quarter. Second and goal from just inside the 5-yard line.
A triple I formation again. Young will kick it outside. The Golden Tours almost let him go, but somebody knocks him down at the 2-yard line.
If we don't come
1-yard line.
if we don't come with reinforcements right there, Bruce, I think he's going to get out of that tackle and score. And so that was a nice job by the safe. I'm assuming it was probably a safety coming up and making that big hit.
That should do it for the quarter. They do not have to run a play.
Yeah, I think it looks like they're maybe going to try to run one right here.
10 seconds.
Third and goal from the 1.
They're going to run the same play with the same people, double tight ends, triple I formation. And they're going to run the quarterback sneak this time for the touchdown.
He's going to be in for a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a big lineman. I think it's 50 as the guy.
The first
yeah, Keegan Bertrand had
Yep.
pushed him through. And that's the last play of the quarter.
So that's going to move it out to 34-22, pending the extra point. I guess the math says that you're up by 12, that you go ahead and kick this extra point to go up by 13.
You might as well.
But they're going to line up
Well,
going for 2.
The T is at the 10-yard line. Nope, they're going to go for 2. And
see what we got here. I don't think Sulphur used
it's against them. It's
Yeah.
a penalty. They are offside.
So that's going to back them up. So they're pretty much definitely have to kick the extra point now, I think.
Yeah, let's say don't.
Yeah, we haven't. Some of it hasn't been as conventional tonight from what we've seen, but we'll see. So that moves the line of scrimmage now back to the 10-yard line.
No, it can't be the 10-yard line. It's got to be the 8.
Well, he had it at the 10.
He had it at the 10,
Now
yeah.
they adjusted back to the 8.
Of course, we saw a 7-yard penalty on a false start or something earlier.
Yep.
Now they'll kick it.
From the ball will be down to 15-yard line. Snaps there, kicks up.
And it is good. Makes it 35-22 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter.
He's just sneaking that thing in that inside that left goal post. But nevertheless, it's good. So as you mentioned, Bruce, it's going to be a 35-22 score as we head to the fourth quarter. The Golden Tours.
You got to come up with stops in the fourth quarter. You don't have you've run out of time for anything else. Anytime Iowa gets football, you have to stop them.
Well, and here's your key. I mean, I say not your key, but as well, you really be nice if you're going to get back in this game, is just get a quick score here in the fourth quarter. But the defense comes off the field after a pretty lengthy drive by Iowa, so you'd like to get them some rest.
Yes.
I think you saw on that drive right there that, maybe our defense got a little bit tired, and so you'd like to get them some rest. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You'd like to score early, but you'd also like to get defense on the sidelines for a little bit. So,
well, it's you can score whenever you need to score. Every time you got the ball, but you got to stop. You have to come up with a stop. You got to force Iowa to punt it. Defense had 2 turnovers.
Yeah, I thought the momentum had really swung after the turnover into the end zone for the touchdown, and I really looked for our defense to come out and make a big stop right there after the kickoff. But just credit Iowa.
I was going to say this is a very good football team,
and we had a couple third down situations. One we jumped off sides, and another they made nice runs on third down. So
kick goes to the far side, taken at the 17 again. This is Blaylock coming back to the middle. Nice cutback. There's no blocking. He gets it to the 27-yard line. Still cramping up on the far side. Try to get off the field. No, it's not Stelly. That's 7. We talked about him earlier.
got a flag down the field as well.
We
just now noticing that.
That's not good. That's usually against the return team.
Face mask.
Oh, face mask.
That's going to be a personal foul face mask,
yards.
too. That's 15 yards.
It's going to give Iowa with 90 yards in penalties, according to my stuff here. They've got a lot of 15s.
That's going to move the Golden Tours all the way out to the 42-yard line.
2, 3, 4.
And they've had several big penalties.
They've had 5 of 10 yards and more. 4 15-yarders. Where Sulphur's got 7 for 55. So yeah, that brings it out to the 41.5.
Yeah, Coach Tommy John at the Iowa, that's not going to make him real happy.
No, that's that and the 2 turnovers right there.
So 1st and 10 for the Tours, 11:53 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Trahan in the shotgun, awaits the snap. The play fake. Pumps once, throws far side. It'll be a short gain. As the catch is made on the far side, that's Alston. Yep, 82.
Yeah, we didn't get a very good spot on that. I thought he got out to the 45, but they're going to mark him back at the 44. But I thought,
well, we got a flag
another
down.
flag down.
And it's going to be on the defense, I believe. Well, no, an eligible man field down first. How can you get that, an ineligible man?
Yeah, that's pretty quick play.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
quick. He had to just taken off sprinting down the side, down the field. Unless somebody had lined up in a position here and he was not eligible.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Probably is what happened. It's such a quick play right there. So that's going to move it back 5. Now replay 1st down.
That usually happens on screens or scramble plays.
Golden Tours currently trail 35-22.
That's 1st and 15 from the 37 now. And we're going to get false start. Or offside, one or the other.
I didn't see anybody move.
Nope, that's a false start. Sulphur now at 65 yards in penalties, and they've had 9. We didn't see penalties like this in the first game against Pineville. So it's 1st and 20. The one thing the offense could not do, down by 13. It'll be rough enough to get a couple of stops on defense, but
well, and
got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, not only that, they won't show any pressure out here, but they love to send pressure on long yardage situations.
On 1st down, they'll rush 4. That is almost picked off. That is thrown right in Dennison's hands, and he couldn't hang on.
There. You know, Dennison's just kind of sitting right back off the defensive line right there, and he probably just kind of mixes in with the defensive line. Trahan didn't see him. Gets a hand up right there, and luckily for the Golden Tours, the ball bounces harmlessly away.
It'll be 2nd and 20 now at the 32-yard line. You got to do something on this possession, as you can't.
A little update on that.
Let Iowa run them out.
Turlins is beating Barb 52-18 now.
Oh my gosh!
We'll try to get you some other updates as we can get a hold of them.
Wow. This one is almost intercepted. That was a very good defensive play for the Yellow Jackets. Jalen Moss, as he cut in front of the receiver.
Well, especially what you see right here as well, Bruce, that they know we're in a passing situation. So he's kind of just playing some center field, watching Gage's eyes back there. And he sees Gage lock in on that deep post pattern. And like you say, makes a nice break right there. Really lucky to get away right there without an interception for us.
So it's 3rd and 20 from the 32-yard line now. Sulphur trailing by 13 once again. On 3rd and 20. And a false start. Oh, delay.
Man, we got to get that play off right there.
Oh, I was watching him, and he was running. He ran back into the huddle with double-digit time left.
Well, it was just, it was frustrating there. It was just an incomplete pass. It wasn't anything crazy on that previous play. And they've got to have that little bit more attention on that game clock right there to get that play off.
So it's 3rd and 25 back at the 27-yard line. They got to get to the Iowa 48-yard line.
You know, I mentioned earlier, Bruce, that if you had a play for, I think it was 3rd and 28 last time.
And they did.
You had one. So we'll see if the Golden Tours have one for 3rd and 25.
They're only going to rush 3. They're going to run a screen, but that's going nowhere. And that's Dennison.
Yeah,
dragging down Stelly from behind for
Iowa was more than happy to let us throw the ball short right there, and they were going to give us that pass completion, but 2 or 3 Yellow Jackets converged on the play.
2-yard pickup, and it'll be 4th down and 26. And on comes Paez.
Yeah, what's frustrating? The other frustrating thing about that drive is, Bruce, after that penalty, we started at the 42-yard line. So we had great. It's the second time this half we've had great field position near midfield. Once after the fumble,
Yep.
and once after that penalty, after the punt right there, and the Golden Tours went backwards on both drives.
Baez kick will be fielded at the 39 by Montgomery. Attempts to come back the other way, and he'll pick up maybe 4 to the 43-yard line.
Tell you what, Montgomery doesn't get any press from what I've seen, but he's been a very crucial part of the Iowa Yellow Jacket game plan so far tonight. Looks like got a Golden Tour down the field with a cramp, looks
Lemaire.
like.
Yeah, that's Montgomery. And one of the seniors for the Yellow Jackets. They take over with 10:03 to go, 35-22. Sulphur's on the road next week. Is it at Acadiana, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Out of Acadiana next week. We get districts.
They might be mad because they were getting
districts
today.
started off. I would say we get districts start off tough, but I mean, our district has just been such a perennial powerhouse that, you even used to at times maybe sleep on New Iberia, and but they come in here to Matt Walker last year and really laid a rough one on the Golden Tours. But
Barb is down this year big time. Sam Houston did not play. They had a game scheduled with Thibodeau.
Mention some of our game day sponsors once again. JD Bank, Kyle Meddy over at JD Bank. Richard Cole and Fat Boys in Westlake. Go give Richard some love over there. Richard's a Sulphur High alumni and does a lot of work still over in the Sulphur area. Richard recently was able to reopen finally from Hurricane Laura. Was set to open from Hurricane Laura, and the floods got him. And so he had a double whammy, but he's finally back in business. And tell him Don Martin and the Tornado Radio Network sent you over there for some great food. And Richard's been cooking for quite a while in the Southwest Louisiana area.
He used to do some tailgates.
Yes, sir.
Tailgate cooking too, didn't he? They're going to hand this one off.
Yeah,
I guess that's Young.
Yeah, we're about to get a big dose of Young and DeVille right here for the rest of this ball game. But like you say, really where we're at right now, Bruce, is the defense has got to step up and figure out a way to make some stops.
Oh, you're kind of at the point now you need turnovers because you're under 10 minutes now.
And we've used 2 of our timeouts. So we'll see if that kind of comes back and is a critical piece of the pie. I think that hollering's coming from the far
from outside.
End. Are you that from the
This is LeBlue. Or is that our guy?
No, it can't be our guy. I don't know where our guy was. I'd be saying hurry up. I think.
No,
I don't know.
One of those kids now.
Tackle by Hyatt right there,
Yeah.
though. Hyatt gave him a little extra attention after the play. I'm glad Hyatt didn't get called for a 15-yard flag right there. But that's going to set up a 3rd and 3 now. Yeah, that's got to be. He's wanting them to hurry up and get into their play sequence. I
where
guess.
that guy's coming from. But on 3rd and short, we're going to have false start.
Yeah, they got the playoff in time. It's going to be a false start, I believe.
Against the offense, that would make it 3rd and 8. Yep. I'm about to run out of spots on my penalty sheet.
Yeah, you're seeing both squads get a little sloppy out there.
Yeah. Well, there's no school most of the week. I don't know how much you can practice when there's no school.
The rule used to be that if school was canceled, you couldn't practice. Practice was shut down.
It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 45-yard line.
Clock's winding. We're down.
Yeah, that's a terrible
to
rule. They're going to throw it. It is caught. Montgomery for the first down of the 40, and he slips.
He makes a nice spin out of a tackle right there by the cornerback. And luckily for the Golden Tours, goes down as he goes to make a move.
But it's still first down Iowa.
It's a big first down. That's going to keep the clock winding and keep things moving along.
Who is that?
That's going to be down to the 36-yard line.
Okay. This is Young. He's tripped up beyond the 25 or inside the 25. That's another first down.
Young does a nice job on that run right there. You know, there wasn't a big hole, and he was very patient with his run and kind of let a blocker did let a blocker get back out in front of him and set up another block right there. And that's going to result in another first down for the Yellow Jacket offense.
So how many yards he has? He averages about 110, so he's got 71. He may get close to that here. Two receivers to the left, pistol formation, high snap. It is Young. And Young is going to pick up 5.
Yeah, but you know that Iowa Yellow Jacket line is really firing off now, Bruce. I mean, that's another gain of 5, if not 6 yards right there. And
yeah,
unfortunately for the Golden Tours, that offensive line is really taking control of this ball game in the fourth quarter. Yes.
So 2nd and 5 coming up from the 20. Iowa doesn't want the big play. They'll take these little 4- and 5-yarders here.
Yeah, because they're just
keep the clock running.
Yeah, they're eating up clock and they're eating up yardage now. As you mentioned, the Golden Tours need to figure out a way. I got the timeout. I think timeout Iowa.
Yep, Iowa will call a timeout. I think that'll be their second.
The Golden Tour defense is really down that situation now. They've got to figure out some way to come up. You know, with a turnover, they're going to be reaching for balls, pulling at balls, anything you can to get that ball popped loose onto the turf.
They have, you said Iowa has Pineville at home next week. Our Stores beat Pineville. I think Pineville beat Menard, I believe, last week, so they got to win.
Yeah, Pineville got a victory last week, so they were 1-1 going into tonight's game.
And I don't know who they had tonight.
So some of our other game day sponsors, George's House of Flowers, George Vandehey. Also Unique Designs with James Moses. Go see one of those guys for any of your interior or flower needs. Roly Poly Sandwich Shop, location on Maplewood Drive and also location on Ryan Street. Monica and Mike Jackson, we appreciate your support. State Farm, we certainly appreciate their support. Jennifer Mabu, Carl Vincent, and Rob Cameron. Rob Cameron over in Lake Charles, but he's also a Sulphur High alumni. Go see one of those guys for your insurance needs.
2nd and 5 Yellow Jackets from the Sulphur 20-yard line as they attempt to put this one away one way or the other. Here's Young. He gets away from a would-be tackler in the backfield. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's
touchdown
in the end zone.
Yeah, we had a Golden Tour that was going to trying to ball him up for about a 1 or 2 yard gain, and just wasn't. I mean, I think you're starting to see for the Golden Tours there. You know, the defense is just wore down right now. He was in position to make a tackle, like I say, for a short gain, and just wasn't able to wrap him up and bring him down.
Yellow Jackets scored 21 in the first half. They've scored 20 here in the second half, pending the extra point. We do have a tore down.
And we knew
other than a leg cramp.
We knew it was going to be tough sledding night, too. I mean, the Yellow Jacket offense came in averaging 44.5 points a game. And
they're going to get close.
Kyle Medier down on the sidelines. What have you got for us, Kyle?
Well, guys, glad to see injured tour number 35, George Boney. Seems to be doing okay. He's walking off on his own power, but yeah, defense definitely looking a little wore down by that Iowa offensive line after that next score. But hey, we don't waver, we don't fall. We're going to keep going and try to wrap this game up and put a few more points on the board.
It'd be interesting to see how many total yards Iowa has. Of course, they do have the 88-yard punt return.
Yeah, but you know, I would find it interesting. You take away that punt return and you take away one of DeVille's other long plays. Going into the fourth quarter, I think we were in great position. And,
you will.
Yeah, we've just kind of,
they scored on that last play of the third.
We've just kind of got a little wore out here in the fourth quarter, and Iowa has been able just to keep pounding the ball with their big playmakers. And so with that extra point, the Yellow Jackets will move out to a 42-22 lead over the Sulphur Golden Tours with 6:47 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Iowa has never.
You're listening to
Sulphur.
the Tornado Radio Network, and it's time to give a huge shout out to all our game day sponsors, starting with Nancy Roy at the Cabbage Patch Flower and Gifts, Michael and Brittany Welch at Cutter's Outdoor Power Equipment, Randall Bowser, Shelter Insurance, George Vanderhay over at George's House of Flowers, getting you back in the game, and Josh Foster with Exit Realty Southern. What's your exit strategy? These are just a few of our generous game day sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much. Go Tours.
So, Bruce, Coach Tommy John's coming to Mount Walker Stadium tonight with his Iowa Yellow Jackets, and what was a overall has been a very entertaining ball game. But the Yellow Jackets and the Golden Tours played to within a few points in the first half, and we talked about how we're going to keep saying it, but we talked about halftime adjustments, and it's looking like the Yellow Jackets were able to make more adjustments coming out of halftime than the Golden Tours tonight.
From the 13-yard line to the 20, the 25 to about the 28-yard line is the kickoff return for the Tours. I've just impressed with Iowa. And when I saw that they had beaten Kinder, put 41 points on Kinder, I thought, oh man, this is not going to be good.
And was Kinder were they a state champion last year in football, or did they make a championship
runner
game?
Up? They lost to Manny, I believe, up in Natchitoches.
So but I guess the point I'm trying to get across is that that's not just any ordinary football program up there in Kinder. A lot of history and a lot of victories up there.
I'm going to say I can probably count the losing seasons on one hand. Of all the
and
years
if they do have a loss, they don't get manhandled.
No.
They
got manhandled last week by this team.
We haven't seen Williams in the backfield tonight for the Golden Tours.
Pass is incomplete, thrown a little bit too far in front of VJ.
One of the things I'm noticing, Bruce, after 2 games, I think the Golden Tour offense is going to have to work at doing a better job of sideline warning against the Golden Tours.
Sulphur, yeah.
But we've got to figure out a way to get Vizier more involved in the ball game. You're talking about a tight end that's going to play at the next level, and play D1 at the next level. And I think we've just got we talked about Iowa figuring out ways to get the ball into Ville's hands, and I think the Golden Tours, Coach Tower, can hopefully work on that in the practice this week. But we've got to get I think that's just my opinion, but we've got to get Vizier more involved in the offensive game plan.
2nd and 10 over the midline is incomplete. A little bit behind Alston. Got both hands on it, but it's 3rd down and 10 coming up from the 28 for Sulphur. 6:30 to go, 42-22.
And I think another critical point in the game tonight is Iowa's ability to shut our run game down. We weren't able to get the running game going and at all tonight. And I think that ultimately affects your passing game as well.
Sulphur with just 1 first down here in the second half. Trahan throws far side. It's caught by Blaylock, but he'll go down immediately. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
It's a nice catch by Blaylock, but Sulphur's going to engage, have to realize or recognize right now. Of course, it was 4 down.
You're going to go for it.
Go for it anyway. But, Iowa's going to give that 4- and 5-yard catch-up right now all day long. And so we've got to be aware of what what down we're on. And,
I think Iowa may give them a first down here. They just want the clock to run.
Yeah,
that's all Iowa cares about. They have enough points to win it.
Like I say, right now, Sulphur wants to throw 5-yard completions.
They'll let them have it.
They're going to get a water break.
Yes, it's water break time.
So with 5:57 to go in the ball game, the Iowa Yellow Jackets lead the Sulphur Golden Tours 42-22 here in Matt Walker Stadium. As we mentioned, the Golden Tours will be on the road next week at Acadiana High School. I don't know yet what our coverage is going to be on that. I think they made some improvements over there, but I don't know if they got their press box finished or not.
Really? They were redoing it?
Yes, finally. I don't think they redid the old stadium, but I think they redid the press box.
I have no idea. We were there. Was it last year? I went to a playoff game.
And the only reason I know a little bit about that is I was looking at some work. I was bidding some work with a contractor that was working on the stadium. But
I hope we can go. That's one of my favorite trips. The people at Acadiana are always very good.
So just kind of stay tuned this week. We'll talk more about the week. But, yeah, our plan is to go right now, and hopefully they'll be able to accommodate I'm sure Acadiana, if they redid the press box, can definitely accommodate. If they can't accommodate us up there,
Let's go outside.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. It should be a great ball game, great atmosphere.
That is caught over the middle by Alston for the first down. Is out to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, that's a nice job right there. Pass was a little bit behind him once again, but he stopped his route that time and kind of settled in a little bit and was able to bring it in for a first down for the Golden Tours.
Well, he didn't have somebody draped all over him, so he had that opportunity to make the change and make the catch.
Well, and as we mentioned, I say, Gage has got to realize, and the Sulphur offense has got to realize what Iowa's going to give them right now, and really they need to make sure they take what they're going to give them, and see if we can't get the ball downfield just like that right there.
Yeah, same
nice
play.
Catching,
Alston.
Very nice catching. A lot of traffic right there for a first down for the Golden Tours.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets are happy to let the clock run. Now, they may not want the touchdown. They don't want to give that up, but if they do and it makes Sulphur has to take 3 minutes to do it, they'll let them have it. As they have enough points to win it here at 42-22.
Yeah, the clock is definitely Iowa's ally at this point in the game.
That's the only problem for Iowa is how fast can it run. 1st and 10 from the Iowa 41. Trahan to throw. That is tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Is that
big 50? I think big 52 for 62.
62, yeah.
62
I was
for the
watching.
Yellow
It's
Jackets.
Kyron LeBeau, just a junior.
He's a lineman that he was in the backfield quite a bit earlier in the ball game, and haven't called his name much here in the second half, but did a nice job from his defensive tackle position, getting penetration right up the middle of the field.
Yeah, Keegan Bertrand is 50, another one of those guys in the middle.
Yep, we've seen 50 quite a bit tonight as well.
Yeah. 51 is Kyle Arsamont, and there's one right here on the near side. 72.
62
Trahan throws it behind.
Yeah, 62 got pressure there once again. He was in the offensive backfield. I think made Trahan get rid of the ball a little quicker than he wanted to.
Jacob Kershaw is 72. That's been the
Kershaw
four lineman.
Yeah, Kershaw was a young man they mentioned as an offensive lineman as well. Mentioned in the write-up on the Iowa Yellow Jackets of one of their anchors of their line.
That's those four guys right now.
And they've played a lot of snaps now on defense. And like I say, several of them have gone both ways on offense and defense. So
it's 3rd and 10 from the 41. Here comes the blitz.
Here comes Dennison again.
That is caught. Blaylock
breaks
gets
the tackle
away.
at the 24.
He may score, and he will. Leaps into the end zone, kind of dives into the end zone. And the Golden Tours get on the scoreboard here in the 4th quarter from 41 yards out.
Yeah, he was wanting to make sure he got in the end zone. That guy was closing on him pretty fast right there, and he couldn't get them legs moving quite as quickly, I think, as he wanted to. But so he dives into the end zone to make sure he gets that touchdown for the Golden Tours with 4:35 to go now here in the ball game.
Second touchdown pass thrown by Trahan this evening.
That should put Trahan up near 300 yards, huh, Mitch?
Paez to kick. Not a great snap. The kick, though, is good.
Trahan's done a nice job at that. A lot of times that holder doesn't get much credit over there, but that was another two-hopper. Trahan's done a nice job of getting receiving a couple of the snaps that were a little wayward tonight, and has been able to get him down for Paez, which enabled him to get the extra point up.
That makes it 42-29. See if we see an onside kick attempt here by the Tours.
Well, the dilemma you have now is, Bruce, if you had all three of your timeouts, you could potentially go and kick off here and look to stop them and use your timeouts. But with only one timeout left, you've almost got to go into an onside kick situation. Yeah, so Trahan's gets 16 of 32, 35 for 272.
He could make that 300 before we're done.
So I knew he was creeping up, getting close.
Paez has it teed up on the South 40 here. That doesn't mean he's going to kick it. Golden Tours had the opportunity earlier. The ball ricochets off a Yellow Jacket, but it goes out of bounds.
So Iowa's got everybody up. They got one deep return.
Yeah, one guy back. Paez will kick it here to the near side. It is a free ball, and Iowa comes up with it.
Yeah, but that was a very good onside kick right there.
Yes, it was.
Paez gave him a chance and save for the Yellow Jacket return man, making a nice play on the ball right there. And once again, we talked earlier in the ball game about going up and getting the ball at its highest point. The Iowa return man did a great job right there. Golden Tour looks like number 4. Peyton Lemaire's down on the field.
He's had
with
problems
a
with cramp.
Yeah,
I thought that was going to fall into the hands of 23, Elijah Coleman. But Donovan Winey, I think, jumped up and took it from him. So it'll be 1st and 10 Iowa at their own 44-yard line, leading it now 42-29.
4:31 to go here in the ball game. So the two huddles, you got one huddle talking about getting the ball out of the running back's hands, and you got the other huddle talking about, hey, get 2 hands on the ball, and we got 4:31 to kind of grind out here, and but yeah, we're at the point in the game, like I said, the Golden Tours the defense has to come up with a way to not only get a stop, but in my opinion, they've got to get the ball on the ground and get their hands on the ball. Need a big turnover right here.
One receiver way out to the left side for Iowa.
Well, I think
they were for show.
I think they were trying to run maybe a little trickery out there as well, Bruce.
There's Young with lots of room to run.
Well,
he will split the defense for the score.
Yeah, they're not going to catch him.
Now that's going to be a 56-yard run. And that will do it. That'll put him over 100 yards.
Yeah, Bruce, so big plays tonight. We kind of talked about that earlier. We called their offense a 3-headed monster between the quarterback, LeBleu, Young at running back, and DeVille at wherever they decide to line him up at. And here in this second half, I'm not going to say the 3-headed monster. I think the 2-headed monster of DeVille and Young have just flat taken over this ball game.
Vest with the extra point, and it is no good.
Now
so
we needed him
48-29.
We needed him one to miss one earlier, but now the game got stretched out a little bit. He finally does miss one. Like I said, it looked like he had been sneaking a couple of men inside that left upright, and tough to see from this angle sometimes.
Yeah.
But missed that one finally.
So they've averaged 44.5, so they're now over their average.
Yeah, they've eclipsed their average.
Yep.
And a young man, is a longtime Golden Tour fan. I'm going to take my hat off to Mr. Young and Mr. DeVille because those two guys have done a very impressive job.
Young with 152 yards.
Wow.
And he averaged, 110, 112?
Yeah, something like that. And 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 113. He had 226 with 4 touchdowns. 19 carries. That is his 3rd touchdown of the night. DeVille has 3.
Well, 2 things happen in a game like this, in my opinion, Bruce, for the Golden Tours as the season progresses. One, obviously, Iowa's going to win a lot of games this year, so you're going to get some good power points out of this opponent. And playing an opponent of this caliber is only going to make you better as a team. Obviously the Golden Tours are going to have. They did a lot of good things tonight, though, and but they going to have some things to work on as well. But ball's going to go out of bounds.
So that'll be a penalty on Iowa.
But some of the positive for the Tours. I mean, Gage Trahan, very impressive job tonight at quarterback and getting the ball up and down the field. So, and I think the defense played very, very well just until they got tired. And just
the big plays.
Yeah, big. Well,
4 touchdowns of over 56 yards. They had 1 touchdown that did not result in a first down.
But, you also got to wonder, the Tours had missed practice time last week with COVID and this week with the weather. And, of course, Iowa probably missed the same practice time with the weather this week. But, not making excuses for a very impressive Iowa squad. But, you got to wonder.
I think that's the story is
the Tours,
how good Iowa is.
Yeah.
I mean, the only team I see in their district would be College Prep. This one is, I seriously doubt you can beat College Prep. And we all know why. We all know why.
So one of the Iowa Yellow Jacket coaches got kind of got in on part of our commentary of the game. No, that's not a disparaging remark.
No, no. And if I'm my way, I would go in there thinking the exact same thing.
And
that I can beat college prep.
We're hoping they will, because that gives us a few more power
good
points.
for us. This is Brady to the 50 into Iowa territory.
Brady's had a nice
46-yard line.
Nice game rushing as well tonight. Like I say, especially we haven't seen Williams at all. So I don't know if Williams is injured or kind of what's going on with him. So we go from a 3-man rotation to a 2, and Brady stepped up tonight and had a nice game out of the backfield.
This is Brady again. Nice move to the 40, to the 35, close to the 30-yard line. That's another first down. It's 15 for Sulphur. Torres will have some good offensive numbers. They just didn't have enough good defensive stops. This one is fumbled, and Brady will have to fall on it for a loss of 3.
Yeah, I think Gage and Brady were both thinking about picking that ball up. And probably the smartest thing, I saw number 7 come in there for Iowa Yellow Jackets, and so you didn't want that ball to lay on their ground much longer right there. So I think good job by Brady of following the ball and keeping possession. 2nd and 13 now from the 33.
Trahan with the snap. He'll give it to Brady again, who's again got room to run to the 25, 20, to the 15, to the 11-yard line.
So that's going to set the Tours up 1st and 10 from the Bayou Beds red zone at the 11-yard line. Brady with another carry. Pulled down from behind. I don't have a number. 72.
Okay,
that's actually one of the defensive linemen that they've been putting in for rush situations. I think he's going to go down with a
Kershaw.
cramp.
Yeah,
but I kind of had to laugh because I think Brady is just about out of gas after 4 or 5 consecutive long carries, and he caught Brady by the back of the jersey and was kind of hang on, man, and was able to reel him in by the back of the jersey. So, yeah, so Brady's got 10 carries now for 83 yards for the Golden Tours. So that's going to bring us to a timeout here, like I say, with a young man down the field. But like I say, pretty sure it's just a cramping situation.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. It's still very warm.
Well, not only very warm, but that turf probably holds another 15 degrees of temperature. If you've never played on turf or been on turf, you don't realize that. The extra temperature that holds even after the sun sets. So
2:59 to go as Kershaw will leave the field for at least one play. 48-29. Iowa on top. Sulphur will play a 2nd and 9 at the 10-yard line here.
Cerise is in the game. Brady must be taking a little break.
He's probably worn out. He's run the ball on all these this whole possession. So 2nd down. They'll give it to Cerise. Cerise to the near side. Yeah, he's at the 5-yard line. Well, they'll mark him back at the 6.
Thought he had a little hole back to the inside and decided to bounce it back outside, and Iowa Yellow Jackets are able to bring him down now. Inside 2:35 to go here in the ball game.
3rd and 5. They're going to throw it in the end zone. That's incomplete.
A lot of contact there, too.
Blaylock
might
have had his hands knocked away, but it's going to be 4th down from the 6-yard line. Torres can get a first down inside the 1. But, yeah, you might as well go for the touchdown. 2:30 to go. You're down by 19. Cerise remains in the backfield. 3 receivers go wide to the far side. Blaylock here on the left. Trahan to throw. Here comes the blitz. He's in trouble. He just throws it in the air, incomplete.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably end up with let's see. Yeah, he's going to drop the flag now for us. That's 4th down anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he drops a flag for intentional grounding. It was 4th down.
Yeah.
So that'll be a turnover to the Iowa Yellow Jackets with 2:25 to go here in the ball game. Currently leading 48-29. And that's going to pretty much do it for the Sulphur
Yeah,
Golden Tours
that'll
tonight.
probably be your final right there. So, Sulphur has one timeout left if they choose to use it. The Yellow Jackets will still have to pick up a first down. It's a loss of down, so it's a penalty also. Huh? Nope.
Well, they decline the penalty.
Yeah. Well, that'd be a loss of down.
Yeah, I guess either way, yeah.
Penalty,
Yeah, you would think they would go ahead and take the penalty because
it move it out away from the goal line. Yeah,
it would have moved it to where he technically would have been sacked at, I guess you would say.
I think that's what Sulphur was expecting. They were back 15
they backed it up, yeah.
It'll be at the 6, first down Iowa.
I think we're probably just going to – we may get a handoff. I was going to say, we may just get victory formation right here, but no.
They can't run it out yet. Close, but they can't quite do it. That's a false start. Well, that'll be a 3-yard penalty. 98 yards in penalties on Iowa tonight. That'll take care of a chunk of their offense. Hey, let's get to at a bad snap. It'll be 1st and 13. 2:25 to go. There's that triple I formation. Young in the backfield will get it out to close to the 7-yard line. They'll mark him back at the 6. That will make it 2nd down and 10 for Iowa as he picks up 3 penalty yards. I guess that could be the only thing. Well, the 2 turnovers, if you're Coach Johns, that if you want to complain about this win, is 2 turnovers and a lot of penalty yardage. They're taking all the time.
Yeah, Coach Johns, that's probably one of the big things he'll look. He'll obviously work on their pass defense, I think, and then like you say, the penalty and the execution, I guess you would say.
From the triple I, it's Young again. We'll get it out close to the 10-yard line. They say 11, so to bring up 3rd and 5. Sulphur does have 1 timeout, but they're not going to use that, it appears. So 3rd down and 5 coming up from the 11-yard line. Iowa will be home next week. If you're an Iowa fan watching us, go watch your team next week.
Yeah, you got a very good Coach Johns has put a very good team on the field this year. So you're right. Definitely go out.
From the triple I, Young will pick up a couple, and it'll be 4th down.
Bruce, the thing that's going to be interesting for Iowa next week is Pineville brings a very unique set of athletes in as well, and they love to pound the ball. And so that, be another interesting matchup for Iowa stepping up once again in 5A classification.
Iowa has to run a play. I'll probably call a timeout here. The play clock gets to 1. It's about a 10-second difference, so they have to run a play.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they
have to run a play, and I'll call a timeout and punt it away. I mean, would be my guess. Maybe 4th and 2. They may go for it.
I'll be honest with you. I think I'd lie. 10 seconds, even if you took a safety right here, it's not going to burn that clock. So I think I would just put the quarterback underneath center and run a little quarterback sneak. And if he gets it, good. And if you don't get it, well, that's fine as well.
Run 1 play. And I'm not a football expert, but there are no 18-point plays. No. I do not think so.
I've seen some crazy things happen.
Yeah.
I was at Barb Stadium when
I was on the radio with that one.
Probably still to this day. That, and I saw I want to say it was a West Monroe Ruston high school game back in my college days. Mm-hmm. That literally from the time I walked out of the stadium to the time I got to my car, there had been 3 touchdowns scored, all over 70 yards. It was just something nuts. But so yeah, I've seen a couple crazy things happen. But
if you can come up with 18 points in 10 seconds, you got all of those beat.
That was a miracle. What they call it, the miracle on Magnete Street.
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing the radio and I just shut up because there was nothing I couldn't say anything and just let them go. That's first down, and that's the ball game.
So that's going to be a ball game. The Iowa Yellow Jackets are going to come into Matt Walker Stadium tonight. I'm not going to call it an upset because I think Iowa came in here with the intentions of doing what they did. But the Iowa Yellow Jackets coming to Matt Walker Memorial Stadium tonight with a very hard-fought 48-29 victory over the home Sulphur Golden Tornadoes.
Lots of big plays, 3 touchdowns for DeVille, 3 touchdowns for Young. The stars of this team were the stars tonight.
Well, and Bruce, I think the other big thing that I noticed, and that Coach Johns mentioned in the newspaper today was that their strong second halves in their first 2 games this season.
Yeah, they outscored the Tours 27-14 the second half.
And I'm going to be honest with you, much of a Sulphur fan as I am, it wasn't that close in the second half, in my opinion,
I think you're right.
Like I say, Iowa really came in here in the second half and took control of this ball game and, really kind of just outmanned Sulphur and beat them up, and which is not what you see very often.
No, not here.
No, well, not only not here, but, from a school of the classification of Iowa. And
I get to see them again. They finish up the season here at Matt Walker Stadium on a Thursday night with St. Louis. So
that should be a great game as well.
If you're here in Sulphur, get your nickels together and come out and watch Iowa take on St. Louis.
So stay tuned to us this week. We're going to be working on what we've got going for the Acadiana game. Mitch, you got a few stats you can step in? Bruce, we appreciate everything. And
It's always my pleasure.
You'll be able to go to Acadiana Friday?
I go anywhere.
Okay. We'll call you this week, Bruce.
All right, Don. Stat-wise, second half was interesting. Going into the fourth quarter, I think Sulphur had 25 total yards offensively in the third quarter.
And I think I don't know if they had any first downs in the third, or if they did, they just had one. One first down in the third quarter. So that was really a pivotal part of the ball game.
Ended up, the last couple of drives were successful. I think we had Iowa playing a little prevent defense. Gage Trahan ended up for the game unofficially 16 for 38 for 272 yards. Tag Stelly 5 receptions for 26. Blaylock 4 receptions for 157 yards. So good night for him. Rushing late in the game. Brady, drawing a blank on Elijah Brady, had some nice runs and ended up with 10 carries for 83 yards. So scoring in the second half, Sulphur got the fumble in the end zone by Tyler Massey with 5:50 to go, cut the lead to 28-22, and you felt like, Don, that maybe we had something going and something, maybe some good things were going to happen. That followed, that was after the 60-yard run by DeVille to pad the score for Iowa. But after that, Iowa scored on a 1-yard run. They scored on a 20-yard run. And then we got the late touchdown with 4:35 to go from Trahan to Blaylock.
But the other thing, let's go back. I think one of the big critical plays of the ball game, you talk about the fumble recovery in the end zone, but we also had a fumble recovery at midfield with about 2 or 3 minutes into the second half, and couldn't do anything with it. Actually lost, I think, 5 yards on the drive. So, I think that was a big pivotal moment as well for the Yellow Jacket defense.
Yeah, 2 consecutive Sulphur drives started in the midfield area and went backwards. But you can't say enough about the DeVille kid. He's the one that headed to Purdue, Boilermakers in the Big Ten to play, and you can see why. And it's interesting, a guy from Iowa, Louisiana is going to Purdue, but they have found a good one. I don't have his total yards, Don, but I look at the scoring plays, and it's DeVille, 74-yard run, DeVille, 88-yard punt return. It's Young with a 24-yard run. Those 2 guys just wore us out. DeVille, 60-yard touchdown run. Young, 20-yard touchdown run. Young, 56-yard touchdown run. So the 2 guys that we talked about before the game started are the ones that really got to us. And
they're difference makers. They're difference makers, and it was kind of one of the things we knew, like you say, we knew we had to stop them tonight to be successful. And, like I say, hats off to Iowa. They they were able to find more success for their difference makers than what we were able to stop. So, but anyway, just a great game by both teams, and what a nice night for high school football.
Yeah, weather held up. It was nice. No
so
doubt
as we
about it.
mentioned, we'll be headed to start district play next weekend, headed to Scott, Louisiana, to match up with the Acadiana Wrecking Rams. And we'll be working on details. So stay tuned this week to Tornado Radio Network. We'll try to get some advanced stuff out as far as how we're going to cover that game, and we'll go from there. But on behalf of Bruce Merchant, Kyle Meddy, and Mitch Red, I'm Don Martin with Tornado Radio Network. We're signing out for tonight. We'll see you next Friday. Appreciate for everybody listening.